It is a beautiful October night in the Big Apple. We're about 8 miles as the blimp flies from Midtown Manhattan, Giant Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey, and out onto the field come the New York Jets to take on the Miami Dolphins. Battle for the top spot in the AFC East. The ball is blown off the tee on a breezy night. The temperature around 50 degrees. John Hall to kick off for the Jets. Dave Wanstead, who coached the Chicago Bears for 6 years. He was the defensive coordinator under Jimmy Johnson back in the early 90s. And Al Groh, whose only prior head coaching experience before this season was at Wake Forest in the Atlantic Coast Conference at that point in the early 80s.
You know, Hall's rate of touchbacks is diminished each year, Al. As his field goal percentage gets higher, sort of like Tiger Woods, he dialed his stroke in.
Well, this kick is a pretty good one. It's fielded by Brock Marion at the 7-yard line. He brings it out past the 20. And the Miami return man brings it to the 29. And Melissa talking about Tony Martin, injured, not playing. O.J. McDuffie, though, in uniform and figures to play in most third down situations.
Brian Cox said Conrad can't block his way out of a paper bag. I'd send Conrad right after.
Fiedler to throw on first down, and the pass is caught by Leslie Shepard. Gain of about 5. Lamar Smith on second down, coming up about 1.5 yards shy of the first. Shane Burton makes the hit. Brian Cox, one-time Dolphin, and he played with the Bears when Wanstead was the coach there. Fiedler on 3rd and 1 gives the ball to Smith, and Smith across the 38-yard line and has the first down.
You know, Al, he might have played for Wanstead when he was there, but I wonder if either of these guys, Trace Armstrong or Cox, played for Wanstead there, because Wanstead seems like a man reborn, doesn't he?
He does.
He learned the hard way in Chicago. This is another third down conversion for the Dolphins. They've been very good this year because they get a lot of short situations on third down. With this type of offense, they run the ball more than any team in the league. And the reason they do that is because of Lamar Smith. He's patient, hard-nosed runner. Thurman Thomas gives him the versatility in all situations, especially on nickel. And, of course, J.J. Johnson we're going to see a lot tonight.
What is that thing on Brian Cox, Dan? What does that actually do? It looks like he's permanently on a ride at Disneyland. What is that thing?
Well, it's a neck brace, and when you hit as much as Cox does, and he leads with his helmet, you can see it on the back. It keeps his head from snapping back.
Really? It's that firm, that thing?
Oh, yeah. It's like first class on your private jet.
Not tonight. First down at the 38-yard line by half the length of the football. So the Dolphins at the New York 38-yard line, and the Dolphins, as you can see, 56-44 the run-pass ratio, and of all things in the post-Marino era, the most run-dominant team in the league. And again, a run here by Smith and a first down. So Lamar Smith, in a way, a bit of a reclamation project. The sometime starter with the Seattle Seahawks, went to New Orleans, got lost in the shuffle there when they drafted Ricky Williams, and then picked up by Miami.
This is what Lamar Smith has brought to the Dolphins. The ability to make the first tackler miss, as he does Kevin Williams right there, gets about 3 extra yards. But we'll see Smith carry the ball tonight 25, maybe even 30 times. Smith
in his 7th year in the league, and yet this is his first Monday night appearance. Across the 50 to the 49, he comes out. Thurman Thomas, the future Hall of Famer, is in the game, and the pass is caught by Hunter Goodwin, the tight end, to the 41-yard line. That's a gain of 8.
Well, coming back after that Pittsburgh victory, they needed to be tough, and Blow got what he wanted.
Lamar Smith back in the game, and Lamar on 2nd and 2 gets to the 39, and that's close to a first down. Al Groh, the linebackers coach here last year, and of course had Belichick remained here, Groh probably would have been Bill's defensive coordinator.
You gotta love the look on Groh with the gray sweatshirt. He's like Tyson coming into the ring with that towel torn out, man. There's no frills with Groh. He's got a sign on his desk. It says, "Just coach the team." You talk about a basic approach.
I asked him what his approach for his defense was going to be this week, and he told them to all wear a lot of pads. It's going to be a very physical game.
It's probably, yeah, that's part of the deal. As Rob Conrad picks up 3, they're going to have to do the annotated Michaels pretty soon.
I'm not sure what annotated or peripatetic means, but I do know that Jay Fiedler, he said they got to run the ball well on first down, and they're going to be going against a linebacker that had a fantastic game last week. Here's Mo Lewis, number 57. He even got in on the offensive plays, but does a nice job of fighting off Hunter Goodwin. Hey, how about Hunter Goodwin catching a pass in this first drive?
Tight end with an 8-yard gain on the pass that he caught. Jets showing blitz. On 2nd and 7, they give it to Smith, and he gets wrapped up as he crosses the 35-yard line. Leading the charge was Marvin Jones.
And this is where Fiedler said, now they get in third down situations, they expect a lot of blitzes, and he's got to get rid of the ball in a hurry because the Dolphin receivers are not going to make a lot of yards after the catch. Here's the hit man, Marvin Jones, right in the middle, 55. And leads the Jets in tackles because of that type of ability right there.
Well, Marvin's time was getting very situational there for a while, and he didn't really like it. They gave him more plays last week, kept him in on third downs, and he had a heck of a game. He just is one of those guys who needs the work.
3rd and 5, and O.J. McDuffie sees his first action of the season. He's the man in motion, 81. Fiedler looks the other way, and the pass is caught at the 28-yard line by Oronde Gadsden. Forward progress gives him a first down, tackled by Mo Lewis.
And this is what Fiedler was talking about, is that the receivers are got to go down the field and get the yardage necessary, and they can't really rely on the running ability afterwards. But the protection is there. This offensive line for the Dolphins only has allowed 10 sacks this year on Miami quarterbacks, and you can see right there a good sharp route in front of Marco Coleman for Oronde Gadsden.
They lost Lamar Thomas, another receiver in preseason, as Fiedler retreats. Fiedler goes deep, and that is Gadsden getting free at the 1-yard line. Kevin Williams is the guy who gets beaten on the play. 26 yards, and it's 1st and goal.
And Dan Marino never threw a better pass than this one to Oronde Gadsden. It's a deep corner route against 2 deep. This ball is perfectly thrown in front of Kevin Williams and over the head of Marcus Coleman. What a great pass by Fiedler, who is off to a great start here in his hometown. 4 for 4 now, and on the verge of putting one in the end zone.
1st and goal from the 1-yard line. They give it to Smith, and he can't get in. It is Marvin Jones who denies it.
I was asking Mo Lewis about the different personalities of the linebackers. He said that Brian Cox is misunderstood, but a nice guy, and Roman Pfeiffer is one of those guys that is always consistent. And about Marvin Jones, he says he just likes to hit. We've seen a couple of huge hits already from number 55.
Second down and goal from the 1-yard line. Conrad is in motion. Fiedler's going to throw, and he throws it out of the back of the end zone. And that's his first incomplete pass.
That was really well defensed by the Jets because they had all linebackers in the game. You can see Mo Lewis is back there.
And they run their 3rd play from the 1. On 3rd and goal, there's a whistle before the snap. Flag down. Walt Coleman is the referee. Who moved? Who moved first?
Prior to the snap, false start, 60, offense, 5 yards, still 3rd down.
John Bach. So apparently, Dan, they are uncomfortable at the 1, having not run a single play from the 1-yard stripe this season.
Yeah, now they're going to have to go back to the 6-yard line. John Bach, who was going to get out in front there on the pull, just moved too soon. There he is. You can just see his head there, number 60. He's filling in for Mark Dixon, who's out with a bad elbow.
3rd down and goal now from the 6. Opening drive of the game, the Dolphins have had the ball for almost 7 minutes.
They might feel more comfortable at the 6 than they did at the 1.
We'll find out. Fiedler, he swings it out to Smith, and they're not comfortable from the 6th either. Marvin Jones with the tackle. Big defensive series from Marvin Jones.
That's a huge defensive stand. I mean, the Dolphins are on the 1-yard line, first and goal from the 1, and they end up losing 8 yards all the way back to the 9-yard line. Watch Marvin Jones, 55, come out here on Lamar Smith. Lewis with the blitz, and when the ball is caught, Smith has no place to go.
Fiedler showed a lot of touch on a lot of different passes on that first series, Dan. He looked good, huh?
Yeah, he did. Didn't miss a one.
28-yard attempt for Olindo Mare, a very accurate field goal kicker. And he boots it through.
So let's go back to this catch by Oronde Gadsden. Was he in bounds or not? 1 foot down, 1 foot out of bounds, and the Dolphins were trying to challenge, or the Jets rather, were trying to challenge this call, and the officials didn't see it.
Well, either they didn't see it or they didn't challenge it in time. Because what will happen on a play like that oft times is they'll look at our replay upstairs as Mare kicks off, and it's fielded by Stone, and he takes it back to the 25 and then out to the 29-yard line. But the guy will look upstairs and then call down, and they may have been too late in attempting to challenge.
Well, you know, Wannstedt also told us in our meeting they have a red alert play. When they think something might be replayed, they hustle their buns down there and get the next play off before the team can ask for the replay.
They got down fairly quickly. It's first down from the 30-yard line, and that's Curtis Martin choking his way for a half-yard. Second down at 10. Vinny. And he just steps out of bounds. Everybody was covered at the 29-yard line. Let's take a look at a very good Dolphin defensive front seven.
You know, they've got a front seven just on the defensive line. They rotate so many guys in and out of there. You don't even have to include the linebackers. You've got 7 guys who play a lot of time on the D-line for the Dolphins.
Third down at 11. And that is knocked down by Brock Marion, intended for Dedrick Ward. I'm still trying to figure out what Akron is infamous for.
The Zips. The only team known as the Zips.
Well,
didn't Jerry Faust settle out there eventually?
Infamous is not a positive description.
Either Zips is a nickname, I
That's
don't
right.
think. And this is coming from a guy who played at a school called the Ducks.
That's true.
I guess the Zips were just shut out so many times.
Back to punt is Tom Tupa. And Leslie Shepard and Jeff Ogden are back. 2 guys back for Miami. It's a high floating kick, and a fair catch is called for by Shepard at the 31. So the Dolphins will take over for the second time there with 5:54 to go. First down at the 31-yard line. Fiedler throws, and the catch is made by Oronde Gadsden. A little pole vault, a little hurdle action to the 43-yard line. James Farrier is the guy he leaped over, and a decathlete like Fiedler can appreciate that move.
You know, he's going to appreciate the play calling, too. Chan Gailey throwing the ball on first down now. This is a great move right here. He goes right over the top of Farrier. Against Marcus Coleman, is playing him softened to the outside. Perfect pass by Jay Fiedler.
You know, Gailey loves the fact that he hasn't opened up Fiedler yet. With all these runs, 5-1, and they still have a place to go with Fiedler. You know, the guy can throw. They can open him up now midway through the season.
Chan Gailey, the last 2 years, the Cowboys head coach, the offensive coordinator for Miami. Sits in this play. Open is Leslie Shepard. Touchdown.
Wow.
Leslie Shepard, who's been around, and he's been a big play guy through the years, and a big play right here, 42 yards.
And he split the 2-deep coverage of the Jets with a beautiful pass. He looks off to the right. Now he's got Shepard right down the gut. Look at the tight spiral. What a great pass. Fiedler now 7 out of 8, 113 yards. And this is a guy whose best game is 175 yards.
They're going to have to glass off Fiedler's locker.
Mare for the point after, and so Shepard scored a touchdown against Buffalo in the Dolphins' last game. They had the bye week.
Look at the pass protection that Fiedler has on that ball. A clear throwing lane to his receiver. And the Jets look like they're just a step slow on defense tonight. The Dolphins, as you said, Al, are super sharp.
Just a tinge of Marino and Fiedler's delivery. Quick off the ear like that. Not Danny's gun, but quick release there.
Similar results.
Mare's kick fielded by Kevin Williams from the 5. Williams comes back out to the 28-yard line. From the 27-yard line, here's Martin. Taking it up to the 30-yard line. He's tackled there by Jermaine Haley. Dan, let's take a closer look at Curtis Martin.
Well, he's already rushed for over 1,000 yards in each of his 5 seasons. He's already halfway there to another 1,000 yards. He's most dangerous on draw plays where he sees the open lanes. And being a vertical runner, his moves are always intended to get yards going straight ahead. For this year, he's showing his versatility even more. 5 TDs rushing, 2 TDs receiving, and what Jet fan will ever forget is touchdown pass to beat the Bucks.
Huge play. 2nd down and 7. That pass was thrown to Chrebet. That pass is knocked away by Jerry Wilson.
Like they animated a pretty big package in there on Curtis, didn't they? I meant the entire package in its entirety.
Oh, yes, I know. I'm not allowed to chuckle that much, though, you know. But I'm chuckling.
I tell you,
Eternally.
Martin is the quintessential workhorse. This guy, in an 82-game career, has carried the ball 30 or more times, 15 times. You know how many times Jimmy Brown did it? Jimmy Brown's thought to be the Rock of Gibraltar. He had 6 in his career.
Gerald Soule in the game in the backfield now on 3rd down and 7. New York seeking its first down, and that pass is caught at the 36-yard line. But what a great tackle. Dedrick Ward is wrapped up by Patrick Surtain to keep him from picking up the first down.
It's that tight bump and run coverage of the Dolphins, just stuffing the receivers after the catch. Surtain is number 23, and it looks real good for Ward about here, but look how quickly Surtain closes and gets help from his friends.
Well, early in the season, they were wondering if everything was going to funnel over to Surtain because of Madison's growing acumen, but Lundstedt told us Surtain's made as many big plays as Madison.
Meanwhile, the Dolphins trying to get the right people on and off the field, and it looked like a fire drill. It looked like half the team was on the field trying to get off the field, and the whistle sounds indicating too many guys on the field for Miami.
Timeout.
Or timeout Miami.
Miami.
Heads up play by the Dolphins calling this timeout. Trace Armstrong 93 and Rich Owens 96 are going to be running to the sidelines here. You get out to the outside. There's Surtain with the hands calling timeout. Save him that first down.
It's like one of those plays in the NBA when somebody's falling out of bounds and they call timeout right before they hit the floor.
Surtain with 2 big plays on that series, that tackle and then the timeout to save what would have been a first down. As Tupa's punt is fielded by Leslie Shepard, the guy who scored the touchdown for Miami. Zach Thomas, who has that ankle sprain, was limited in practice this week, got retaped. Meanwhile, Jay Fiedler on the offense takes over now at the 32. In a first quarter dominated by the Dolphins. And they begin on the ground with Smith cutting to the outside. And Lamar Smith has the first down, and then finally is still on his feet. He wasn't dragged down by Frost. He's going to go all the way. He broke a tackle by Scott Frost, a would-be tackle that would have saved a touchdown. Instead, Al Groh is stunned. The crowd is stunned. He just goes 68 yards, and the Dolphins lead 16-0 going on 17.
The beautiful part was he went airborne, and as soon as his feet hit the ground, the acceleration was incredible.
This is an outstanding run by Lamar Smith. Richmond Webb said that the offensive line loves running for this guy because he's patient. And they say, you know, he doesn't have the greatest speed in the world, but he certainly did on this play as he pulls away from Scott Frost and then outruns the secondary.
You know, Al Groh's such a minute detail guy. You got to wonder if going to Monday night here has thrown these guys off their swerve a little.
Bonnie for the point after. We have played 11 minutes, 51 seconds. Miami has 205 total yards. The Jets have 7.
There's Marvin Jones right here, and looks like the Dolphins have figured out a way of controlling him. He's going to be taken out of this play as Smith sets up the block perfectly. Great patience there to let his lineman work in front of him, and then he pays it off for himself and that offensive line by taking it in.
Robbie Conrad laid a nice block on there. You know, he's got a vendetta going tonight when they question his manhood like that. I thought he'd be a pretty good bet to knock some heads.
Kevin Williams bringing it back to the 31-yard line.
Dennis, you talked about when Lamar Smith hit the ground after leaping through, and now he uses his strength to pull away from Scott Frost. who just gets a bit of a left shoulder, not enough to bring down a guy that weighs 230. His blocking up front was just outstanding.
Unfortunately, Scotty tackled like an old quarterback there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, unfortunately. Kevin Donnelly with a great block on the corner there. But just see how he strung it out to the sideline, let his line work, and then cut back.
So the Jets down by 17. 3 minutes to go in the first. And Testeverde going to the air. A little dump off, and nobody's home. I think intended for Martin, and down he goes in the arms of Taylor. Second down and 10. Testeverde going deep, and it is off the fingertips of Coles, the rookie out of Florida State. Laveranues Coles. And it's third down.
And that was Testeverde's best pass of the night. He's off to a terrible start.
Might as well run Laveranues Coles on the fly pattern. 4:19:40 time in college. That violates some law of physics, I think.
Third down and 10. Vinny dumps it off underneath, but going nowhere is Martin. He's tackled by Jeffries. And the Jets still do not have a first down.
This front four, it gives great pressure here, and that allows the rest of the defense to set back and take away Testeverde's first look. So now he's scrambling around. He finds Martin, but the speed of Jeffries closes and makes the tackle way short of the first down.
Hey, Armstrong's got 10 sacks. I think Jason Taylor has 6 because they gave him one on that out-of-bounds plays. This guy's 265 and 250, and they come really hard.
Here's Tupa's kick, fielded by Leslie Shepard. And Shepard brings it back to the 35-yard line.
Yep.
From the 35-yard line, first down. And they give it to Rob Conrad. You know, coming into the game, Miami in first place because of its defense predominantly. Questions about their offense. In the meantime, they have now racked up more yardage in the first quarter than any team in any first quarter in the NFL this season.
Including the Rams?
Including anybody.
Man.
207 yards. And Chan Gailey, for the last 2 years, the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, of course, coming over, calling the plays. And with the retirement of Marino and Chan coming in and Fiedler at quarterback, they become more running oriented, but you'd never know it tonight.
Chan keeps this up, he'll be able to afford full glasses.
Second down and 8. Fiedler has that one tipped, and that's incomplete. Tipped by James Farrier. Let's get a report from Melissa Starr.
Al, earlier today, Dave Wannstedt was out on his morning jog, and he came over here to Giant Stadium and checked out the field and confirmed what many other teams had already told him. It's very soft. So he went back, told his players he wanted them wearing longer cleats tonight. Typically, they wear these half-inch cleats that are here on the right. They wear these half-inch cleats, this one right here, and tonight they're wearing 5/8-inch cleats, a little bit longer. The difference looks insignificant, but the Dolphins are hoping it makes a tremendous amount of difference in their traction.
See how a half-inch is 4/8. They're wearing 5/8. You're talking about an extra 8.
Third down and 8. Fiedler, and a flag is down. A flag was thrown because we have a delay of the game is the reason. So there was no play to begin with.
Well, the ref was giving me time to explain that 8th thing.
Offense, 5 yards. Still third down.
You know who their second leading rusher behind Lamar Smith is? It's the quarterback, Jay Fiedler. And all 28 of his runs so far this year have been scramble plays.
You know, Fiedler has 134 yards running this year. Marino had 87 in his entire career.
And amazing.
So what are you going to do, trade?
Third and 13. Under pressure, and the pass is incomplete. He's trying to get it out to Thurman Thomas, and the pressure was put on by Mo Lewis.
Remember when we saw Al Groh talking to the defense on the sidelines? There's nothing quite like the head coach coming over and giving his 2 cents worth. We saw Farrier with the play on the play previous, knocking a pass down. Here's Mo Lewis with the pressure. Thurman Thomas lets him go because it's a screen pass.
One thing the Jets have been proficient at this season is coming from behind. They did it against Green Bay. They did it against New England. They did it on the road at Tampa Bay, and they'll have to do it again tonight as the kick is fielded at the 34-yard line by Dedrick Ward as Matt Turk's punt is cradled there. Trick plays, of course, are in the playbook of both of these teams. A first down on a run. He had a tremendous day, of course, on the other side of the ball, and we'll probably see some of that tonight. But right now they just have to fight their way back into the game as Martin is taken down after a gain of 1 by Jerry Wilson.
Well, right now a trick play would be anyone that gains yardage.
Curtis Martin, we saw that pass go all the way back. Our Minister of Information, Steve Hurt, telling us it was all the way back in 1951 that you had a TD pass by a running back in the last 2 minutes. Stoke Walker did it.
Wow. That stat gave me a migraine. I don't know where. It was so deep that my head hurts.
Go ahead, get your spot.
Second down and 9.
That was the voice I hear in my head on a weekly basis.
Walt Coleman with the call. Prior to the snap, false start 74, if you can lip read. That's Ryan Young.
It's like the only guy in the field who's not mic'd is the ref. Everybody else I hear like crystal clear.
You know, the one thing we talked about, those trick plays and everything, Al, you can't run trick plays unless you're performing well in all other phases of the game. And right now the Jets look awful. Dan Henning. Yep.
Dan Henning, the offensive coordinator, trying to get his unit on track. And this is Richie Anderson, his first carry, and that doesn't get him on track.
Now the Dolphins have allowed only 3 touchdowns all season. Vinny Testeerde says he knows the Dolphins are good on defense. They can't get frustrated right now. He knows that they can come back, but this is the largest deficit they've had to face this year.
3rd and 17 as the second quarter begins in the Meadowlands. And Vinny throws, and it is intercepted by Sam Madison, the Pro Bowl cornerback at the New York 42-yard line.
You got to wonder about Testeverde. You know, he had that nerve problem. This is only his 6th game coming back after the Achilles injury. Laveranues Coles out here running to the inside, but that's where Madison was to start with. He let Coles go to the outside knowing he had help deep. This is just a super job by a Pro Bowl corner, knowing the defense. See, that was his help deep. Number 45 there.
And this is Smith on first down. So on both sides of the ball, they continue to dominate after Madison's 3rd interception of the season. And that's a first down to the 25-yard line. And Smith tonight, with that 68-yard touchdown burst, is already over 100 yards on the ground. That's 8 carries, 105 yards for Lamar Smith.
Total domination.
Corey Dillon's new record may last a day. The 25-yard line. Rob Conrad, if you missed it yesterday, Corey Dillon of the Bengals eclipsed Walter Payton's long-standing record by rushing for 278 yards against Denver.
And as you might expect, this is what's killing the Jets right now. They've had just absolutely no success at all on offense.
Second down and 8. Fiedler throwing for the end zone. It floats and it's incomplete. And very upset with himself is Marcus Coleman. Exactly what they needed here was a turnover, and Coleman misjudged when the ball came down. Might have had it picked off otherwise.
Yeah, Jay Fiedler got away with one here. Look at Coleman, 42. He's got his eye on the ball the whole way, and I think Gadsden's going to interfere with him right there. That should have been called offensive pass interference against Oronde Gadsden. Look at Gadsden go into Coleman, and Coleman shows the hands of a defensive back. If he could catch, he'd probably be playing wide receiver.
And Danny, the same pass interference rules apply when the situation inverts like that?
Absolutely.
3rd down and 8. Inside handoff to Thurman Thomas, but he stumbles on his way out of the backfield. And the longtime Buffalo Bill, who perpetuates his career by signing with Miami as a 3rd down back, can't get on track, and they'll have to settle for a Mare field goal attempt of about 42 to 43 yards.
Mare drills this. He's the most accurate kicker in the history of pro football. Needed 100. This would be his 100th, and this would put him up around 83%. Be the most accurate to this point.
You have to make 100. Some people think you have to attempt 100. You have to make 100. This would be number 100 for him. 43 yards out. Right down Broadway. 12:57 to the half. Well, Mare has now made 100 field goals, and that's the minimum required, the highest field goal percentage in history. Hollis of the Jaguars, then John Carney, the longtime Charger. Stover still kicking with Baltimore. Todd Peterson would be 5th.
See, that graphic explained it much better. I mean, I'm just pumped up tonight. I'm yakking too much, but that graphic shows you what I meant.
That's Kevin Williams fielding it at the 6-yard line. He can only get it to the 11-yard line. Testeverde can't get on track. Backup quarterback is Ray Lucas. And the number 3 quarterback is Chad Pennington, the rookie from Marshall. Vinny looked good throwing that one, except in terms of he couldn't get it into Chrebet, who was double covered on the play. 2nd down and 10, and there is...
It just continues, Al. This is illegal procedure against the Jets. Took a long time to get the formation set, and they probably didn't have enough men on the line of scrimmage as they went empty in the backfield. But you're seeing a poor play by the offense. It's infecting the special teams. They had a terrible kickoff return there, and now they're going to be backed up even further.
Illegal formation on the offense. Number 69 was the end man on the line of scrimmage. Penalties declined. 2nd down.
I'm not sure he wants to see a lot of time this year. He's in a perfect position for a restricted free agent at the end of the year, like Rob Johnson. The less he shows, the more.
Here's Curtis Martin, can't get on track.
The less he shows, the more he can bank on his potential in the offseason. Get a big contract like Johnson did without having to play much.
You can tell the type of start we're seeing in these two quarterbacks. Jay Fiedler, 113 yards passing in the first quarter.
Grew up in Oceanside, did Fiedler. Interesting as you look at him, and there's an undrafted guy going against the guy who was the #1 pick in the draft. Vinny sets up the screen. Richie Anderson makes the catch. And he takes it out to the 24-yard line, but he doesn't get the 1st down, and they're forced to punt again.
And you know, he hesitated after he caught the ball. He was looking for his blocking, but this play was the Jets' best play of the game. So well designed. Out in front, it's going to be Fabini, 69 here. And watch after the catch, Fabini comes back and takes out Taylor, and it's Kevin Mawai, 68 rather, who's out in front. But the hesitation cost Anderson and the Jets the 1st down.
The Jets have now had 5 possessions. 4 have been 3 and out. The other ended with a Sam Madison pick. Tupa's punt. A liner.
There's Banta, 81. And he snapped, but a Dolphin player flopped. Did the rope-a-dope and went down after a little shove.
It's a personal foul on Banta. And another one. So both flags indeed, that is correct.
All right, let's see if it's a flop job or legit.
Well, there's the first penalty there as he pushes Jerry Wilson away. And now,
wow.
We have 2 personal fouls. A personal foul on the Jets, number 81. That penalty is declined. We have another personal foul on number 81 of the Jets. That penalty would be accepted. 15 yards.
And this is Lamar Smith on 1st down, taking the ball across the 50-yard line to the New York 49.
Well, you got to give it to Wannstedt. He's got this team honed to a fine edge, Al. And the last 4 times the Dolphins have come off a bye, they lost 3 of the games. So it's not their regular scene to show up after a bye, but they look sharp as you can tonight.
This could have been Dave's home stadium in 1993 when Ray Handley was fired by the New York Giants. Tom Coughlin was the #1 choice, declined it, and Wannstedt had his choice between the Giants job or the Bears job and chose Chicago, and Dan Reeves wound up with the Giants job. As this is Lamar Smith to the 45-yard line. Dave, the defensive coordinator under Jimmy Johnson. 3rd down and 4 from the 45-yard line. Fiedler pump fakes wide open, and making the catch is Gadsden, and then Frost gets over there to save the touchdown. There's safety help, and then there's safety help the next week.
Shepard is 84. Gadsden right here. They're going to fake. Actually, it's Thurman Thomas. They fake the quick screen to the outside. Again, a well-designed play. as they just fooled the Jets with the fake screen to the outside. And look at that catch by Gadsden. Gadsden's having a heck of a day. 4 catches now, 89 yards, and Fiedler puts another one right on his fingertips.
From the 16, with the crowd in stunned silence, Smith, he gets taken down, and Brian Cox turns in that play. And let's check in with Melissa Stark.
Al, tonight is the second time that Jay Fiedler and Al Groh have met. The first time was 2 years ago. Fiedler was 26 years old. He was an out-of-work quarterback struggling to make it in the NFL. Groh was an assistant with the Jets, and he talked to Fiedler as a favor. And here's what he told him. He said, you've got to be realistic. No one's seen you play in 2 years. Perhaps what you should do is give up your dreams of playing in the NFL and put that Dartmouth education to good use. Well, Fiedler knows that Groh meant well, but obviously he didn't like what he said, and Fiedler says that conversation was a turning point in his career.
Well, he persevered. He tosses this one back to Conrad to the 18-yard line. When you look at a kid like Fiedler, he's an undrafted free agent. He sits on the bench at Philadelphia in 94, 95, and 96. He plays with Amsterdam in the World League in 97. Then a backup in Minnesota and Jacksonville in 98, 99.
You got 3 quarterbacks starting in the NFL, or you did till yesterday when Warner went out, who were undrafted coming out of college. It's Fiedler, Kurt Warner, and Jeff Garcia. So maybe you should start looking for guys after the 7th round to lead your team.
Update on Warner, by the way, the broken pinky. A couple of pins will probably be put in tomorrow, and they hope to have him back in 4 weeks. Meanwhile, it's Trent Green. 3rd down and 12. Fiedler throwing, and it's knocked down as Aaron Glenn goes over the back of Leslie Shepard to knock it down.
ED liked it, didn't he?
Yeah, Eric is right there.
Hey, you know what? Aaron Glenn should have intercepted this pass. It was floating out there for a long time. Yeah, I'm sure that's what Eric told Aaron Glenn. Man, you should have picked that one off. Here he is. Watch how long this ball's in the air, and look at when a defensive back can get 2 hands on the ball to knock it down, use those 2 hands to catch the ball.
Hey, we got to see him hug ED. It's cool.
Meanwhile, you have Mare, a 36-yard attempt. If he misses it, Hollis has the record back, and he does. The New York Jets have the ball at their own 26-yard line, still seeking a first down. They're down 20-0. Testeverde throws, and that's off the fingertips of the tight end Fred Baxter. 2nd down and 10 from the 26-yard line. Chrebet in motion. It is caught up at the 34-yard line by Curtis Martin, but he's shy of the first down. The Jets now finally have more yardage on offense than they have in penalties.
Well, Olindo Mare left the door open to Skosh here. They got to kick the chain lock in now. Definitely needs some points here. Vinny Testeerde, come on. Get us a game, babe.
They need a first down for starters. 3rd down and 1.
Curtis Martin.
36-yard line.
Best first down guy in the game.
Anderson is the blocking guy.
Pounded.
And they give it to Anderson, and he gets the first down. They'll take it any way they can get it. And the Bronx cheer in New Jersey. So it takes 23 minutes, but the Jets finally move the chains.
Can you still give the Bronx cheer in Jersey?
Yes, you can. See caucus cheer.
Yeah, annotate that.
I came here through the Panama Canal, by the way.
Yes, you did.
My limo driver had a unique route.
1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. Anderson and a little toss back to Martin. So a little trickery. And Martin deep into Dolphin territory to the 27-yard line. Brian Walker makes the tackle.
Yeah, let's get a game going here. Chrebet was looking for somebody to clock. Did you see him coming?
Well, they get the first down with Anderson, and now they show his versatility as he uses the old option play to get Martin down the field. We talked about Al Groh and Dan Henning and how much they like to go with these situationally appropriate plays.
And at the 27-yard line, after a 34-yard gain with 5:40 to go in the first half, Vinny gives it to Martin, and here they go again on an end around to Dwight Stone. And a flag comes in as Stone gets banged hard at the 22 by Brian Walker and Jermaine Haley.
They're going to get Kevin Mawai for an illegal block. Jets going with 2 trick plays in a row, but again, they're their own worst enemy. Mawai is the center, and after the reverse, check him out. Vinny with a nice block on Taylor gets
Holding, 68. Offense, 10 yards. Repeat first down.
Mawai was holding on Sam Madison. That's kind of a mismatch out there as far as quickness is concerned.
Wow. When Mawai knocks you unconscious, the last thing you see is that crucifix on his face mask.
I was thinking the same thing.
Looks like a hood ornament.
Last rites.
Amen.
Well, they got around the amen corner on that one. Sorry, I had to say it. It's bad. I take it back. I didn't even mean it. There's only 25 million people. Everybody act like you didn't hear it.
First down and 16. And that is dropped by Ladarius Coles at the 22-yard line.
Ladarius, what a momentum breaker. You gotta hang on.
You know, Testeverde is under a lot of pressure on this play. The Dolphins elect to use one of their rare blitzes. They sent everybody right up the middle. Watch the blitz. There's Thomas coming. Robert Jones. It's well picked up. And this ball is perfectly thrown to Ladarius Coles.
Yeah,
the rookie can't make the catch, or that would have been a huge play for the Jets, who need a huge play.
He keeps dropping balls like that. He's going to have to use that 4.19 40 speed to run away from Al Groh at the halftime.
Second and 16. Flag. Then he throws deep, and a diving Chrebet cannot haul it in at the 5-yard line.
Wouldn't have counted anyway. The Jets had another illegal formation.
They did. So Groh will watch his team.
Illegal
lose more
formation.
yardage.
Offense, 69 was the end man on the line. Penalties decline. Third down.
And it's a good thing Chrebet didn't make the catch there, because it would have been wasted.
Dano, next time that illegal formation happens, you got to break it down and show it to me, because I never understand that.
Third down and 16. And that is Gerald Soule who gets taken down to the cascading boos from this crowd of more than 75,000.
Trying to outguess the Dolphin defense. Let's go back, and Dennis, I'll show you what exactly happened for the Jets. Ladarius Coles is right here. He's got to be up on the line of scrimmage. He's not. Martin comes back in motion, and this is Fabini. He is the last man on the line of scrimmage, so this is a rookie mistake by Ladarius Coles. Twice now in the game, he's failed to line up on the line of scrimmage.
And the penalties, the 2 penalties took them out of field goal range. So Tupa has to punt, and it is down inside the 10. Miami will take over at the 8-yard line. So 4:15 left in an opening half. Miami has it at the 8-yard line. 4:15 remaining in the first half. Dolphins leading 20-0. And this is Smith. Lamar up to the 11. When they picked up Smith from New Orleans, Dave Wannstedt did not think of him as a feature back. They had J.J. Johnson, a guy that has been inactive for a couple of games this year, playing tonight. But this Lamar Smith getting an opportunity to play every day has done a very good job.
And they're wearing out the right side of their offense, the Jets' defensive left side. He's already over 100 yards, and I would bet you that 90% of his yards are off that right side.
So we had a big opening game, not a lot since, and tonight a big game until Marvin Jones says enough already.
Well, you know, the Dolphins in the past, when they've started hot, often fold like one of those razor scooters that your kid's riding around on. But Jason Taylor said last year's 5-1 start, he didn't even believe in it. But this year it feels solid, doesn't it? I mean, they've got every unit. Looks like they've got a lot of talent here.
It feels solid after tonight, or at least to this point tonight.
I know the offense wasn't quite clicking, but I think Wannstedt was getting what he wanted out of it in the first 6 games,
right,
which is a synergy with the defense, keeping them off the field. You add in a passing attack, you're looking at a team that's going to go far in the playoffs.
Fiedler hands the ball, and that's Thomas slipping again. So Thurman Thomas on his last 2 carries has been unable to get out of the backfield.
That was a great play by Shane Burton. knifing in there and getting Thomas before he can get started. That's what the Jets need.
Here's 4th down, 4th and 10. From the 7-yard line, Dedrick Ward is back to receive the kick. Dolphins taking as much time off the play clock as they can. Matt Turk, the ex-Redskin, good, deep, booming kick. Ward at the 40-yard line has a little bit of room, and it's an 11-yard run back to the 49 of the Dolphins. There's Lamar Smith with 109 yards. Curtis Martin tonight, good average, but he's only been able to carry the ball 5 times. As the Dolphins have dominated the game. They've had the ball 17 minutes to the Jets 10. 1st and 10. And that is intercepted by Patrick Surtain. What a night for him.
Got to go to the bullpen, I think, here.
Patrick Surtain, big 1st down saving tackle early. The appropriate timeout call to save another 1st down, now a pick.
And really, Testeverde has no business throwing this ball. Surtain plays that perfectly, locates the ball, and then snatches it out of the air. And the Jets, with great field position, throw it right back to the Dolphins with this 2nd interception of the night by Testeverde, who really looks out of sync, and the way he looks is kind of infecting the entire team. They're slow, they're making mental mistakes, and now they're turning over the ball to the Dolphins.
I'm not saying this to be mean, but haven't I heard in the past that Vinny Testeerde is colorblind? Have you ever heard that?
Yeah.
Yes.
And
that play looked like it would bear that out. I mean,
you can still see shades, though, and you see the darker shade jersey. That's the one you want to see.
I'm trying to help my man, Vinny.
Right.
From the 10-yard line on 1st down, that's dropped. And that's Thurman Thomas. So Thurman's been slipping and sliding and dropping footballs. Very un-Thurman-like.
And Thurman just needs 88 yards or so to pass Franco Harris to move into 8th place.
On 2nd and 10, they give the ball to Thomas, and Thurman this time takes it up to the 15-yard line, and that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Jason Taylor.
You spent $45 to come watch me play.
He's our guy who's mic'd up. We'll hear from him at the half. 2 minutes left in the half, and on a quarterback draw, that is Fiedler taking it up to the 18-yard line, but it's 4th down and 2. Mo Lewis makes the tackle.
What happened?
It's a 30-second timeout. I just told you.
Dedrick Ward fair catching a punt by Turk, a 35-yard kick with 1 minute 44 seconds remaining in the 1st half, and the grim figures for Vinny Testeerde tonight.
This is a miserable night, not only for Testeverde, but for this entire Jet team so far.
Well, we got to fan the ember here. We need to score, get us into the 2nd half.
There you go.
From the 47-yard line, Vinny wheeling and then hits Anderson. And Anderson is taken down by Marion and out of bounds to save a timeout at the 41-yard line on the 1st down.
That's it, a little rhythm. That's nice rhythm play. Get some rhythm going here. Flick that jab.
Yeah, the screen has been good to the Jets tonight. That was well executed by Testeverde, faking to the left. Big Randy Thomas got out in front of Anderson and got him down the sidelines. Now it's important for Testeverde to just manage the ball down the field. Don't try to force anything. These corners are too good to try to get them deep.
From the 40-yard line, 4-man rush, and they give it to Martin. He takes it to the 32-yard line. Altercation. That for the moment stops the clock. The Jets do not want to take a timeout. The clock restarts. They conserve their 2 timeouts, and on 2nd and 2, Testeverde out of the gun. Going to the corner, and it's flicked away. Double coverage, but a penalty marker on the pass intended for Coles.
They're going to get Brian Walker for an illegal hit on a defenseless player. Coles had no shot at catching this ball, and Walker came in head high, trying to take Coles' head off.
Well, Walker almost took Martin's head off on the previous play.
This will be a 15-yarder. Testeverde trying to force one down the field, deep on the fade to
Personal
Coles.
foul. Vanessa Ruffus, 45 of the defense, hitting a defenseless receiver, 15 yards, first down.
Looks like Vinny's going into some of these plays with an agenda, and he's not going to deviate it, even if there's double coverage. You know, there are those nights where he picks up the second receiver. Tonight, he's just looking the one. Ooh.
There's the shot by Walker. Madison actually got a hand on the ball. It's going to be 15 yards from the previous spot.
And that moves it to the 17-yard line.
Just looks a little locked on, you know.
You're right, Dennis. When you see bump and run, you're thinking throw the fade, which is the one down the sidelines. But what he's not seeing are the safeties. And plus, his receivers are not necessarily blowing by Madison and Surtain.
The Dolphin defense has allowed 3 touchdowns all season. That's 6.5 games. Here's Martin. No. Took a pitch going right, came back the other way, and Robert Jones said, "You didn't fool me." Timeout, New York. 1:02 remaining in the half. 1 timeout left for the New York Jets. The fewest touchdowns allowed in the first 6 games. The Purple People Eaters in 70, Atlanta in 77, and these guys second and 11 from the 18-yard line. Testeverde throwing. Anderson makes the catch, started to stumble, knocked out of bounds by Jones at the 11-yard line.
Purple People Eaters doesn't shock me on that graphic, but who the heck was playing for Atlanta in 77? We got Claude Humphrey, maybe? Or
unbelievable. Lehman Bennett was the coach.
Nobis, I guess.
I think Tommy would have been there at that time.
Testeverde finally gets some time to throw. The offensive line after the play fake looks pretty good. And he's just really guiding that ball out to Richie Anderson.
3rd down and 4. Huge play for the Jets as they try to get back into the game somehow, some way. And Testeverde goes and does it. Hits Chrebet, touchdown.
Money time, go to your money guy.
And the Jets wind up with good field position after the punt. They go 53 yards rapidly.
And Brian Walker's unnecessary roughness penalty cost the Dolphins. Wayne Chrebet's first catch of the night. He makes it a big one.
Chrebet's 4th touchdown of the season. John Hall for the extra point. And the Jets, after a miserable first 28 minutes, get back into the game.
Stick around, folks. We got a game. If we don't, we're going to get freaky in the second half.
Freaky anyway.
Either way, you don't lose.
Oh, I'm not so sure about that.
No, this is a big game. I smell this game. Groh will not let these guys die on it.
That's a great pass by Testeverde. Notice the difference in the delivery point that time. He really came over the top, threw the ball up high for a real short guy, 5'10". Great route, though. Got inside of Walker before Marion could get over and make the close.
If you were a young guy in your 20s, would you want to run out in the field with a flag like that? Oh, sorry.
Are you asking me or Al?
I'm just saying, the flag guys.
I can't remember when I was 20.
Jets to kick off with 53 seconds. Brock Marion and Leslie Shepard back to receive for the Dolphins. And now J.J. Johnson drops back instead of Shepard. Toward the corner and out of bounds at the 8-yard line. Of all things, it'll give the ball to Miami at the 40. From the 40-yard line on first down. Fiedler throws, and that's incomplete up at the 44-yard line.
Georgie, you better work on the averages over there if Mare makes another one. Get the calculator out.
2nd down and 10 from the 40-yard line. Fiedler, he's going to scramble, and he gets the first down, and he goes all the way down to the New York 45, and now they can take a timeout.
Well, if that doesn't epitomize how poorly the Jets are playing tonight, I don't know what does. Fiedler was 3 yards short of the first down when the first Jet got him. Remember, this is a quarterback now. He's not as big as Dante Culpepper, but I think his heart is. Watch him lower his head here. Run through Victor Green, who's a great tackler. and then take on a couple of defensive backs. It takes 5 Jets to bring him down.
Fiedler now with 1 timeout at his disposal. Ball at the 46-yard line. Trying to get at least into field goal range. And that is holed in, and a first down at the 34 by a run to Gadsden.
And right now they're right about 50 yards away from Mare.
And they want to conserve their timeout.
It's taken forever for the referee to get the
Look
ball
at
on.
this. They're ready, and by the time they get the ball back in there, it costs them another 10 seconds. And now it is caught, and this is Thomas, who gets out of bounds with 8 seconds remaining, but it took an inordinately long period of time for the officials to get the ball ready for play. And where was Thurman? You're right. I agree with you. Well, that's enough already.
And that was not Dennis. That was Thurman Thomas. But, you know, you throw to the guy that's going to make the play to get out of bounds, but that was inexcusable by the officials not having the ball set. Dolphins would have had another play.
We need more mics on the field.
44-yard field goal attempt here for Olindo Mare. Eward to hold. And Mare's kick is good. Just good. So with 2 seconds remaining in the first half, the Miami Dolphins now on top by a score of 23-7. 23-7. Miami on top. And Mare will send a ground ball to the 31-yard line.
Wow.
A little toss back here.
It's like California Stanford.
And this is Coles. Tackled at the 33-yard line. And the crowd, a very disgruntled crowd, as the New York Jets head back to their locker room, because in this battle for undisputed possession of first place in the AFC East, Miami leads by 16. Let's check in with Melissa.
All right, Al, thanks, Dave. An almost perfect first half with the exception of that Jets touchdown. Any changes for the second half?
Well, no, we got to keep the pressure on, and we can't sit back, obviously, so we got a lot of football left, and we lost some field position there on that last drive, and then the 15-yard penalty, obviously put them in position to score.
And we begin the second half at Giant Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, as Olindo Mare gets set to kick off to the New York Jets, who were able to score in the waning moments of the first half to get back into the game. But Mare kicked the field goal to turn a 13-point lead into a 16-point lead. Back deep to receive for the Jets, Williams and Stone. And Mare will kick off. We'll take a look at the numbers, and it's a 3-to-1 ratio in terms of total yardage for the Miami Dolphins.
And when you think about the Dolphins defense, they're averaging giving up just 8.5 points a game. And the Jets have 7, so it doesn't look all that good for the Jets against this really aggressive and athletic defense of the Dolphins.
Kevin Williams brings it back out to the 26-yard line, and that's where the Jets will begin their first possession. Other statistics in the first half. And it begins this half throwing to Chrebet, but for a very minimal gain. Wayne holds it in. Chrebet scored the Jets touchdown in the first half, and for Chrebet tonight, his second catch.
Phantom pressure, Dano. I love that language, man. It's like when they cut one of your limbs off, you still feel pain in it, right? That sort of...
Yeah, that's what it feels like, although you've just got a whole bunch of bad limbs working for you on a night like this for Testeverde.
There's Fiedler, about a 3-to-1 ratio in that department in terms of yardage. Second down and 5. Little toss back to Martin. And Curtis angles his way up to the 32-yard line, where it'll be third down and 4 upcoming for the Jets. The winner of this game, an undisputed possession of first place in the AFC East at 6-1. The loser, of course, 5-2. And the Indianapolis Colts, the preseason favorite, consensus favorite. The Colts winning yesterday to go to 5-2. Miami goes home next week. They meet Green Bay. And for the Jets, it's a trip to Buffalo. Third down and 4 from the 32-yard line. And that is Chrebet, who cannot make the catch. Wayne Chrebet on a little slant over the middle, couldn't haul it in. 3 and out for the Jets.
Jerry Wilson with the coverage that time on Chrebet. Oftentimes, Chrebet will try to lull a defensive back to sleep and then use a burst to get away. And right now, Al Groh cannot be happy with this start. 3 plays, and then you bring out the punter, Tom Tupa.
Leslie Shepard, who scored a touchdown on the receiving end of a Fiedler pass in the first half to run it back standing at the 20-yard line.
Toops has never had one returned for a TD, so let's see if they can break that streak.
Went to the Pro Bowl. He won't have this one returned at all because Shepard fair catches it at the 28-yard line. 1:34 into the third quarter. Arnold Schwarzenegger is in town?
In our midst.
Hey!
Why not?
Why not?
Exactly.
Beard,
You couldn't get a World Series ticket, so you come to Monday Night Football,
And this
right?
is fantastic. I mean, to watch this game. It is more excitement than any motion picture. This is really great.
Arnold, I'm
But
just buddying up to you, babe, because I know you're going to be the governor of California
Oh,
someday.
thank you very much. Thank
Take
you.
care, man. I'm getting killed with the state taxes out there.
It will be taken care of, trust me.
Read my lips, retroactive tax cuts, right?
There you are.
From the 28-yard line, first down. This is Fiedler throwing, and that's knocked down, intended for Gadsden. Knocked down by Marcus Coleman. You ever been to a Monday night game before?
Absolutely. And I'll tell you one thing. Wayne Chrebet is going to pull it off. I think as usual, the Jets are going to come from behind. You will see. It's going to give them some serious trouble now.
You heard it here. I'm not going to argue with him. Are you, Dennis?
No, I've got a good Conan line.
I'm a Jet fan.
Here's my favorite Conan line. It fits football. The best thing in life is to meet your enemy on the field of battle, to crush him beneath your feet, and to hear the lamentations of his woman.
Yeah, it's very close. I like it.
There's Lamar Smith. We've got a penalty.
I think the Dolphins have to be terminated.
Yeah. Rob Conrad's going to help you, Arnold, there with that holding call. This will give you and the Jet fans something to cheer about, but they got a rather large hill to climb here. Conrad is number 44. He was leading the play.
Holding, 44, offense, 10 yards, repeat second down.
Second down and 20. Fiedler looking to scramble. There he goes and gets taken down by Jason Ferguson.
I don't know about you, Dennis, but I feel all pumped up now.
Nobody sells their product like my man. The guy is a dream movie star. He gets out there and he sells the sump.
Third down and 16. Fiedler under pressure throws into traffic and incomplete. Trying to get it into Bird Emanuel, but he was bracketed. Fourth down.
Offensive line's been doing a pretty good job for Fiedler tonight. He's really going to hang on to this for a long time. He's going to pay for it, too. Right there as Mo Lewis kisses him right under the chin.
Matt Turk played his college ball at Wisconsin Whitewater. Kicking to Dedrick Ward. 38-yard line. Up to the 44. It's tomorrow night. Meanwhile, tonight, Jets down by 16 on first down. Vinny throws, caught. Martin has some room. And Curtis fights his way for a first down to the 45-yard line of the Miami Dolphins.
Well, if the past is any indicator this season, Vinny always perks up in the fourth quarter. Let's hope it again happens again tonight. He just likes to let him get out there a little, then he comes charging up from the rear.
You know, of his 10 completions tonight, 3 have been to Martin and 3 of them have been to Richie Anderson. So the double coverage on the outside, he's starting to come down to his backs, and they're starting to pay off.
From the 46-yard line, Vinny on a tight roll, looking downfield, flag is thrown, and the pass is incomplete. Patrick Surtain locked up on Richie Anderson.
I think it's going to be the way it is, too. It's going to be holding against the Dolphins in the secondary.
Bird Emanuel, who's caught 6 passes this season and sometimes comes in as a quarterback in certain situations to the locker room.
Defense, 5 yards, automatic, first down.
5-yard variety on Surtain.
And the big thing is that it is a first down, so the Jets continue to move the ball. Here it is on the outside against Richie Anderson. As Anderson, not sure, there's the hold right there with the right hand. Good call by the official. Got away with the first bump, but not the second one.
It was a sly little hold. You gotta like that. You gotta try that.
Hitting him on the hip.
Vinny from the 40. Martin. Zach Thomas takes him down to the 38-yard line. Let's check in with Melissa.
Well, Al, wide receiver Bert Emanuel just left the field. He was headed to the locker room. He has injured his left wrist. He looked like he was in a lot of pain. No word yet on how serious it is or if he will return.
Well, that's another injury to a Dolphin wideout. Remember, they're minus Tony Martin. They lost Lamar Thomas for the season in preseason. There's Vinny's last pass. They have McDuffie just coming back. Bowen's got his hand on it on that pass.
Came out of there like Chucky Knobloch.
Second down and 8 from the 38-yard line as Testeverde throws and open over the middle is Martin. He takes it to the 23-yard line, or Anderson. Richie Anderson making the catch. First down, Jets.
And Vinny told me that with the departure of Keyshawn Johnson to Tampa Bay, one of the guys they counted on to pick up the slack is Richie Anderson. You know, he's not a great player at any one position, but he's a good player at several. He plays fullback, H-back, a little wide receiver, solid pass blocker.
Nobody in the backfield now on first down from the 24-yard line. Vinny going to the end zone, and it's knocked away by Patrick Surtain. What a play. Dedrick Ward, the intended receiver.
Surtain and Madison at the corners, man.
When you throw against corners this good, you got to put the ball out in front and make your receiver almost have to dive for the ball. Surtain has been all over the receivers, as well as Madison on the other side, but look at the makeup speed here. He gets his left hand out just in time to knock it away from Ward, but Vinny's just got to be a little bit more exact. Throw the ball 6 inches to a foot further.
In a brutal game, the delicacy of that gesture is something to be savored.
Second and 10, and the pass is caught out in the flat of the 26-yard line by Coles, who gets surrounded by Dolphins, led by Robert Jones. Third down coming up, big one. They just threw one there for -1. It's third down and 11 at the 25-yard line. Vinny protected well, throws. He had a wide open receiver, but it's Brian Walker who intercepts it. Coles was slanting toward the post. He threw it outside, and the Dolphins stymie the Jets. Third pick for Miami.
And the worst pass of the night for Testeverde. Looked like it slipped out of his hand as he just way airmails this pass.
And Vinny with his third pick of the night as Fiedler hands the ball on first down to Lamar Smith up to the 20-yard line. It's only the second time in Vinny's Jet career he's thrown more than one interception. Backside screen to Lamar Smith, and that works for a first down up to the 32-yard line. So here are the Dolphins. Jay Fiedler, in and out of football, just looking for a job, undrafted Dartmouth guy, to Lamar Smith, who's now become the feature back, 7th year in the league, really no chance to shine until now.
And the Dolphins have basically depleted receiving corps with all the injuries to their wide receivers, but their creative offensive coordinator, Chan Gailey, is getting it done, throwing a screen pass to the guy you just faked the run to.
From the 32-yard line, a 100-yard night on the ground for Lamar Smith. He tries to add to it and does. Good hard running tackle by Jones up to the 39-yard line. Well, Dave was a defensive coordinator. He, of course, is more comfortable on that side of the ball. Another guy he's brought in is Jim Bates. We've talked a lot about Gailey tonight, but he brought Bates in from the Cowboys to run the defense. And as we all know, fewest points in the league allowed and only 4 touchdowns allowed this season, counting one tonight. Second and 3.
Well, you know,
over the top to the 42.
When Gailey was the offensive coordinator in Pittsburgh, the guy was amazingly unpredictable. He made Cordell Stewart look all world, for God's sakes, and his confidence is so dissipated over the last few years. You forget how good Cordell was that year with Chan.
You forget about Gailey in Dallas. He actually led his team to the playoffs in each of his 2 years as they measure here. And never in the history of football has a guy gone in, led his team to a playoff berth in each of the first 2 seasons and got canned.
Well, like I said, he got whacked unjustifiably.
And with all the coordinators and offenses throwing the ball all over the place, Chan Gailey is a coordinator who's totally committed to the run.
Third down and inches from the 42-yard line. Out of the eye, Fiedler will do it himself. Okay. Somebody loses the helmet. It's a Jet. And Miami has a first down. Dennis, we talked about it earlier. There's Fiedler with more yardage this year on the ground than Marino had in his career. And that pass is incomplete. Thrown into a quartet of defenders. Aronda Gadsden over the middle, the intended receiver.
That's the one thing that Chan Gailey told me. The advice that he was going to give Jay Fiedler tonight is you got to avoid mental mistakes, turnovers, and sacks. No sacks or turnovers, but he has made a couple of mental errors, that throw there being one of them. He's thrown a couple in this drive into serious double and triple teaming of his wideouts.
Looks like Chan's got his own booth there. Usually go into those booths, it's more jammed than the clown car at the circus. I don't see any other coaches looking.
Second and 10 at the 42. Fiedler deep, and it's picked off at the 15-yard line by Marcus Coleman. The Jets desperate for a break, and they get one here with less than 6 minutes left in the third.
And just an outstanding effort by number 42, Marcus Coleman, his first pick of the year. Look at this effort as he stares down the eyes of Gadsden and then out leaps him.
Third quarter, late third. Vinny Testeerde on first down from the 12. Gives it to Curtis Martin to the 18-yard line. Tackled there by Zach Thomas.
One more look at this interception. Aronda Gadsden has got to do something to try and catch that ball. Marcus Coleman gave the effort that you would like to see the receiver give. Never did even try to get up to get the ball.
Surprised he didn't knock himself out there.
Here was Gailey's reaction. Chan looking on, the offensive coordinator of the Dolphins.
Balderdash, I think I caught there.
Son of a gun.
Shucks. Second and 4 at the 18. And that is caught by Martin, and he's inbounds. First down. Curtis stepping out at the 26-yard line.
How good is Curtis Martin lining up as a wide receiver and running an out route against Brock Marion. Protection is real good for Testeverde. He's got a good throwing lane and a great pass to the outside. Marion can't make a play on the ball.
You know, Martin, every time you see him, such a solid pro on so many levels, you wonder how the heck he ever got out of New England.
Money. First and 10 at the 26-yard line. Anderson to the 29-yard line.
I know it's that simple in the end, Al, but great player.
I think he's the Johnny Ray of the number 1. Second and 7 from the 29. Chugging straight ahead is Martin. I'm sure the Patriots talking about Martin. Of course, they look back now and know, yeah, Curtis would look great in a Patriot uniform. Third down and 3 from the 32-yard line. Anderson makes the catch and tries to get the first down. Is very, very close. He gets ridden down by the linebacker, Derek Rogers, up at the 36-yard line. So the clock continues to run. Now they'll stop it.
And that really is the problem.
Measurement.
Just 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter, and the Jets, with this type of offense, are awful slow getting down the field. There's a heck of a tackle by Rogers. Anderson goes to turn up, but instead of going forward, he kind of goes sideways, and it looks like he got a real bad mark by the officials. I'm sure the Jets will think that, but if any team is going to go for it on fourth down and get it, the Jets are. A perfect 4 for 4 on the season in these type of situations.
Curtis Martin on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1 this year is 5 for 5. This would be very, very risky with 18 minutes to go at your own 36-yard line. The Dolphins right now are almost already within field goal range if the Jets don't convert.
But the one thing the Jets know, they have confidence, and this goes back to Parcells. He always went for it on fourth down. It seems like they always got it. And when you're 4 for 4, you got to have confidence that you can get it again.
Plus, you got to.
The Jets challenged the forward progress spot.
I think this is a good challenge. It appeared that Anderson had about a foot, maybe 2 feet more than he got credit for.
All right, a little challenge here. I'm going to go work on my masters, and see you guys in a bit. I'm going to go do some masters thesis work here.
You go to the loo, and we'll let you know what happens on the way back. All right, take a look at Anderson. Rogers wrapping him up. Where's forward progress?
Okay, right about there.
Right about there is right.
See, I can't do stuff like that.
Because I've got the toys. You got the brains, I got the toys.
Right about there.
Right about there.
All right.
I want to know, well, Walt Coleman almost has to make this call by looking at the replay. I mean, where's he, when he sees where forward progress would be, what does he do? Take it from the monitor to ostensibly the point on the field where he sees it on the replay?
They are giving him about 4 different looks upstairs in the replay booth. And this will be a difficult decision for him.
We're talking about a matter of inches here.
Well, it's like the judicial system in this country. It has to be beyond a reasonable shadow of doubt. So,
yeah, right.
The ruling on the field stands. The runner's knee was down. The Jets will be charged.
So it's 4th down, and now the question becomes, do they go for it? At least for the moment, they will line up to go for it. They keep their offense out on the field.
Well, they better go for it now because they got one less timeout to work with at the end of the game now.
They're down by 16. 3:21 remaining in the third after what amounts to about a 4-minute interruption in the game. Here is 4th and inches. And they give it to the up back, and I don't think he gets it. That's Anderson. No.
Nope.
I'd ask for a replay.
This is the same play the Jets ran earlier in the game on a 3rd down and short. Anderson picked it up easily, but not this time. The Dolphins front line just stuffed Anderson, and then the pursuit got him as he tried to bounce it to the outside.
This 51-point thing is starting to look like it's not an anomaly.
Well, look how much lower the Dolphins are than the Jets. That's what wins on 4th and short. The low man always wins because it stops the high man's momentum and all his power.
Well, you know, Taylor and Rogers are very light. Gets later in the season, sometimes they atrophy a little, but I'll tell you, they're hell-bent for glory in the first half of the season.
So now the Dolphins, to get into Mare's field goal range, only need about 4 or 5 yards. And it is a busted play as Conrad takes the pitch. He looked around. Good double clutch that time to hold on to the ball and then finally get it over there.
I think that was a balk.
Yes, it was.
You got to throw the ball. You can't.
Good thing nobody was on base. So the ball at the 34-yard line. It is 2nd down and 8. Smith inside the 30 to the 27. 3rd and short. Let's go to Melissa.
Well, Al, in the middle of a heated Subway series, Al Leiter has found time to come and take in some football, obviously showing your allegiance with the Jets hat. Why are the Jets playing so poorly?
I would have no idea. I sat up in the suite level the whole time, and I didn't watch a whole lot of the game. I think the whole suites are for people who don't want to watch the game. So I don't want to. I'll leave that for the guys upstairs to figure out. I got enough critique. I don't want to be ripping on anybody.
All right, good analysis. Enjoy the night off. Thanks for stopping by.
Well, one reason they're having problems is Jay Fiedler can do things that nobody thought he could do, i.e. that play, getting free, avoiding the sack, finding time, and hitting a run to Gadsden for a 1st down.
And Gadsden does a great job of finding a way of getting open. He really is the only receiver on that side of the field. He came back to the quarterback and really bailed them out. But the running ability of Fiedler has been the most pleasant surprise for Wanstead's team.
Well, he's a distant relative of Arthur Fiedler, and he looks very deft with the baton tonight.
From the 13-yard line. Smith, look at Lamar Smith to the 2-yard line. Breaking a Chris Hayes tackle, and Lamar Smith has run for 138 yards, his 7th year in the league, and the first time he has played in a Monday night game. He is a primetime player.
And what we always talk about is yardage after contact. There's Chris Hayes, gone. Steps out of that tackle and then gets all the way down inside the 5-yard line before a bunch of Jets get him. But that's what offensive linemen love, making the first guy miss or making the first guy pay.
That's a Curtis Martin run right there.
From the 3-yard line on first down. They give it to Smith. Touchdown Miami. And so the Jets attempt to go for it on 4th down. Don't get it. And the Dolphins make them pay a very heavy price.
Conrad is really loving it, man. He's been knocking people back on their heels all night after that comment about how he couldn't block. He's been the lead blocker on almost every big play.
But he may not be able to block his way out of a paper bag, but he knows how to lead the way for a guy like Smith, who has now carried 19 times for 141 yards. And Mare for the point after. The Dolphins with 12 ticks remaining in the 3rd quarter, leading the New York Jets 30-7. They've outgained them 363 yards to 154. Dominant both sides of the ball. Kevin Williams brings it to the 15, only back to the 25 against the swarming Dolphin special team.
Let's take a look at the guy that can't block his way out of a paper bag. He can find a safety, though. Victor Green, 21, comes up. Conrad pushes him almost over onto his wallet. That offensive line is dominating the Jets right now. That was Kevin Donnelly and Todd Wade, the rookie from Mississippi, on that right side where they continue to pound the ball.
Well, you know, Conrad's got to be a gamer. They let him wear 44 at Syracuse. That's almost sacrilegious.
Jets with those 3 wins this season. They're trailing going into the 4th, but never by this much. Anderson making the catch. They beat Green Bay on opening day. They beat New England in a Monday night game in Tampa Bay, but tougher times ahead tonight. 4th quarter at the Meadowlands. Al Michaels, Dan Fouts, Dennis Miller, Eric Dickerson, and Melissa Stark. The New York Jets down by 23, have a first and 10 at their own 36. The opening play of the last quarter begins with a penalty as Anderson makes the catch.
It hasn't changed a whole lot
Holding,
from the first
29,
quarter.
defense, 5
The
yards,
Dolphins really came out and set the tone.
First down.
Vinny Testeerde has been that kind of night. The touchdown to Chrebet, the 3 picks.
Why I get the little dollars, Dennis.
From the 41-yard line. And that is caught at the 32-yard line by Dedrick Ward. Brian Walker, who's been hitting everything that moves tonight.
And I think he hit Patrick Surtain harder than he hit Dedrick Ward on that play, because Surtain is holding his left arm right now. What a catch by Ward.
Jets going without a huddle. In the first minute of the 4th quarter, Testeverde throws, reaching for it at the 24. A flag again. Anderson was the intended receiver, and he was covered on the play.
Oh, this block
by Greg Jeffries.
Like
defensive holding is the call.
Hey, Jerry Wilson got the call on that one.
Holding, 24.
First down at the 27-yard line with Chrebet in motion. Anderson, and he gets tripped up by Brian Walker, so he's all over the joint. There's Walker covering deep on the last play. Then he gets into the backfield to knock the runner down behind the line of scrimmage.
They're going to run that option play again. Now they got to go to the hurry-up offense. Time running down, the clock's still moving.
Second down at 13. Vinny for Coles, and does he make the catch? He does! How did he catch that one?
Same way he dropped that earlier one.
Sam Madison had it.
He took it out of Sam Madison's grasp. It went from an interception to a completion and a touchdown.
No question, Al. The ball was right in Madison's hands. He juggled it, and Coles snatched it from him. Look at this. The first hands you'll see will be Madison's. And that's why some guys play defense and some guys play offense.
Heads up for the kid. Good for
Great
him.
play by Ladarius Coles. What a gift, though. Thrown over the outside shoulder.
Would have never got that ball had Madison not held it up for him. It was way out of reach.
So it's 30-13. They're going to go for 2, which I find to be somewhat curious to begin with. And they do not make it. Jets scoring the touchdown, but opting to go for 2 in a situation where you normally defer that choice until you really need the 2-point conversion. So now 2 touchdowns and 2 two-pointers still don't get them even. Here's Marion bringing it back out to the 32-yard line. On first down, J.J. Johnson gets the carry. He is a kid out of Mississippi State, picked in the 2nd round last year by Jimmy Johnson, and was being counted on as a guy who could do a lot of things for them. Another look at the touchdown here.
Yeah, Ladarius Coles ought to have somebody back home set the VCR for that one, because that's his first professional touchdown, and it's a gift. Compliments of Sam Madison.
Yeah, I'm surprised Sammy didn't just bat that down. He's such a savvy player, and he knew kid was right on his shoulder. He should have just spiked it.
This is J.J. Johnson again. So Lamar Smith has been the workhorse tonight. He's carried for 141 yards. Johnson has played very sparingly this season. One game he was inactive, another game he didn't play at all. And he's only carried the ball a total of 10 times coming into tonight's action. There's Smith getting a well-deserved breather. And if J.J. Johnson come off the bench and provide a little bit of a change of pace, just another layer added to this offense by Wannstedt and Gailey.
You talk about balance on offense. The Dolphins have 182 yards rushing and 187 passing.
Now Thurman Thomas is in the game on 3rd down out of the shotgun. 3rd and 4. And that is batted in the air and almost intercepted. Sean Ellis batted it, and then Fiedler got back there to make sure Ellis didn't intercept it and walks into the end zone.
Well, I tell you, you're right, Al. It looks like if Fiedler doesn't get in Ellis's way, Ellis is going to make this catch. Pretty good athletic ability for the rookie. Watch him get up in the air with his right hand and then chase the ball down. Fiedler knew he was in trouble there. Just got a right arm in there to keep Ellis from picking it off.
Looked like Bo Ellis for the old Marquette Warriors there.
Sean Ellis, the first of the Jets' 4 first-round picks. No punt. Whistle before the snap. Walt Coleman. Busy night.
Prior to the snap, false start, 28, offense, 5 yards, still 4th down.
That's Ray Hill, and he's the gunner on the far outside. He just flinched a little bit, and that was enough to get the penalty because the official is standing right next to him.
Remember that one year Al McGuire let Bo design the uniforms? How cool was Al McGuire? Most open-minded coach of a major sport team ever.
Thinking about Al McGuire. Tough times for him right now. Dedrick Ward back to receive. Turks punt. Ward at the 30-yard line, and Dedrick brings it back up to the 37-yard line. So the Jets will take over there with 12:02 remaining in the 4th period.
12:02. Everybody stay frosty. Let's get this puppy into the barn.
Vinny 17-3 as a starter for the Jets coming in tonight, but down by 17 on first down. That pass is incomplete in the direction of Wayne Chrebet.
I haven't seen Vinny look like this since Tampa Bay now. I mean,
you got to give the Dolphins a lot of credit because they're coming into the game with their defense, the ability to get pressure on them with just 4 guys. There's just not a whole lot of holes in this secondary for him to put the ball. Plus, you add the fact that he's having an off night, and you get this type of statistical night for him.
He just looks a little lost, though. I haven't seen that in a while. I've seen bad games, but I haven't seen him look lost again.
Yeah.
2nd down and 10. Caught by Anderson. To the 42-yard line. Dan, you're talking about that Dolphin defense. And they have done a fantastic job. And there it is. Jim Bates came over from Dallas, kind of an unheralded assistant. But he has done a masterful job with this unit. 3rd down and 5. And that pass is incomplete. Flag is thrown.
I don't know much about Bates, Al. What role did he serve in Dallas?
Well, he was the linebackers coach, and he was the defensive line coach for a while under Barry Switzer and Gailey. And then Wannstedt has known Jim through the years. Vinny very much off the mark tonight.
Yeah, and perhaps that's the reason why that ball was off the mark. Trying to get it to Richie Anderson.
Illegal contact. 59. Defense. 5 yards. Automatic. 1st down.
Derek Rogers.
Well, what is Lucas just so far out of the loop? He's never going to see any action.
Rowe did pull Vinny against Tampa Bay for a series, and Vinny came back in and played extremely well, led the Jets to that upset win at the time.
And Lucas played almost the whole Pittsburgh game and laid an egg that day. 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line. Testeverde hits Anderson at the 48-yard line.
The interesting thing about Lucas, though, is he has played well against Miami. 2 wins last year where he threw 5 touchdown passes and 0 interceptions.
Boy, in addition to a great scheme, the Dolphin D really takes their pound of flesh. They hit.
And there goes Vinny. He's going to take off.
Get down.
Gets the 1st down. Tries to get to the sideline and can't. And the Dolphins wrap him up inbounds to keep the clock rolling. Ryan Walker is there.
That's the kind of night it's been for Testeverde. Here he makes a great play to pick up a 1st down, but he doesn't go out of bounds. He's fighting for all the wrong reasons. You're not going to get in the end zone here. You might as well just step on out of bounds.
Here's Vinny. Throwing a little behind Chrebet, but he makes the catch. And Chrebet takes it inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
Chrebet is really their only playmaker as a receiver. And he has such magic. Watch this move after the catch. This is what, first of all, look at the catch. Right there, he sends Brian Walker down with a great move.
Now on 1st down, a flag is thrown again. Another penalty. The pass is incomplete. Hit the ground. Penalty-filled game. 12 have been accepted.
That's 12 men on the field against Miami.
We get that every week.
And I'm not sure that, how'd you get down to the field, Dennis?
12 men on the field. Defense. 5 yards. Repeat 1st down.
I guess that's a penalty you're going to see a lot more of in the new football with so many rotations inside and out. I guess they don't quite know who they have on the field at any given time. We see one of those a week. It's unbelievable.
It usually happens in prevent situations where a lot of substitutions are going on against the hurry-up offense like the Jets are running now.
Dave Wannstedt screaming at the line judge. Obviously, he felt they didn't have 12 guys on the field, but somebody had gotten off. Testeverde throwing over the middle. It is caught at the 1-yard line, and in for the touchdown is Richie Anderson.
Now, what if they hadn't gone for the 2, Al? What would we be looking at here? They'd have 20 at this moment.
Well, if you go for 1, you would have been down by 16 instead of 17 at this point. Then you go for 2.
We talked about Richie Anderson's versatility. I'm not so sure he was in the end zone before his knees went down.
And now Wannstedt throws the flag because they have looked at it upstairs, and he gets the message from the booth and says, let's challenge this. This game is lasting as long as a baseball game.
Heaven forbid.
Wow, heaven forbid that Wannstedt hit an offensive lineman in the eye with that flag when he throws it. That'll be the next odd scenario in the league.
Miami is challenged, ruling on the field that it is a touchdown.
It looked like Anderson's knees might have touched down before he extended the ball over the goal line. You got to love this effort. Great catch there. Yeah, looked like that left knee might have been down.
That's a whole new demand put on the assistant coaches up top. They've got to keep their eyes peeled, quickly let the head coach know that they think there's a challenge there and get it down to the field.
This is one of those situations, even if you win the challenge, the ball is going to be at about the 2-inch line, first and goal.
Yeah, I think it's going to be at about the maybe the 6-inch line or so, Al. But
I mean, it's worth a challenge at this point.
Right, but it kind of does delay the inevitable. You would think that the Jets would be able to push it in. There, his knee is down, and clearly the ball is maybe even as much as a yard from being in the end zone.
After reviewing the play, the runner's knee was down at the 1-yard line. The ball was at the 1-yard line. The first and goal at the 1. Miami is not charged a timeout.
The challenge has been upheld. Walt Coleman telling the crowd that the runner was down at the 1-yard line, so it is first down and goal with 10:01 left in regulation.
Well, the one time we cut away for a mandated commercial, they wrap it up quickly.
There is Testeverde off the play fake, a little crossing in the end zone, caught, touchdown. Jermaine Wiggins.
All right, a lot of time left.
This is Wiggins' second catch of the year and his first touchdown of his career. So we've got Coles off the schneid and now Wiggins with really a fine route there underneath, and Testeverde being very patient finding him.
And now the Jets for the extra point to try to pull it within 10, and that is good. The Jets 63 yards. Wiggins the 1-yard touchdown catch. Brock Marion back to receive the kick, and with New York down by 10, Hall's kick is fielded at the 10-yard line by Marion. Past the 20, the 30, and he brings it back to the 34-yard line.
Well, the crowd has been cut in half, Al, but those who stayed are reinvigorated.
Well, they got to like this game planning by Dan Henning. This is an excellent play call by Henning, because he finds the young wide tight end right here, guarded by Trace Armstrong, number 93. Watch Wiggins cut across the middle. Armstrong goes down, and now he's too late to make a play on the ball. Great call by Henning.
First down for the Dolphins at the 35-yard line.
There we go.
And they begin on the ground with Lamar Smith going next to nowhere. So the crowd is reinvigorated. The Jet defense is reinvigorated. And all of a sudden what looked to be a walk in the park for Dave Wanstead is anything but.
Now, the one thing Testeverde told me this week is this team has so much confidence in their defense to keep things close. Well, they didn't exactly do that tonight, but they know that they have the ability to hang in there, and he plays better in the fourth quarter when the pressure's on the most. He has turned his game around.
Second and 10 from the 35-yard line. Smith again. Gains 2. It'll set up a 3rd and 7. Net first by Marvin Jones.
The only thing those two plays did was take about a minute and a half off the clock. Fiedler looking puzzled at those two calls. A couple of dives right in the middle of the Jet defense. The clock is still rolling. But the Jets have momentum.
Who'd have thunk it that we'd have a game? I guess it all turned on that Lavernus Coles touchdown catch, huh?
That was part of it.
Out of the shotgun. They have to get to the 45 to convert. Inside handoff. Thomas stopped well shy of the first, and so it's 3 and out.
A lack of confidence shown in this passing offense. Remember, Bert Emanuel is out of the game. He's their nickel receiver. So the Dolphins elect just to run some time off the clock and kick it back to the Jets.
Matt Turk He'll punt. Dedrick Ward back to receive it. And now it's even the little things. It's fair court of the 18. It looked as if Miami would be waltzing home into the night. 6-1. All of a sudden, their lead is now 10. The Jets have 7.5 minutes remaining, and they were first down at their own 19-yard line. Testeverde over the middle. That's caught by Coles. A flag comes in because Testeverde got whacked at the end of the play, and another flag comes out, and a third one. So you have a flag down behind Testeverde and 2 on the sideline at the end of the play.
Vinny got whacked pretty good. That got the first penalty. Here is Coles working against Sam Madison, who drops off his coverage for some unknown reason. Must have thought he had help on the inside. Look at Coles struggle. You know, he was a pretty good high school running back. That's Jerry Wilson's going to get that flag for knocking him out of bounds. Here's the first one.
Roughing the quarterback, number 83 of the defense. That penalty's declined. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Number 24 defense. That penalty will be accepted. 15 yards, first down.
Boy, the Dolphins are doing everything they can to make sure the Jets get back in this game.
I guess Vinny really does feel he has to have his back to the wall.
Armstrong a little frustrated tonight. He lets Vinny have it way too late. You can see how guilty he was trying to keep Vinny standing.
To the 44-yard line. Tonight, the Dolphins have given up as many touchdowns in this game as they had in 6 games, cumulatively coming in.
Told you about Vinny being a fourth-quarter quarterback.
And the Jets with 3 fourth-quarter come from behind wins this season. That is caught by Coles, and it's a good open field tackle by Brian Walker all over the joint tonight. The Jets have been going without a huddle since the fourth quarter began. 2nd down and 6 from the 40. Vinny out pattern, caught. Ward out of bounds, 33, first down.
Well, on a night like this, it's better for Vinny to have the no huddle. He has less time to think about it, more time just to go on impulse power.
And the Dolphins have lost all their aggression on defense. Their bump and run has totally disappeared. They're not getting into the receivers and throwing them off their patterns. They're not guarding them at all.
They lost their aggression on offense. Still, look down at Fiedler's stats. He's 12 for 24 for 187. He had that in the first quarter almost. They got a little too conservative.
Yeah.
From the 33-yard line. Vinny throwing, caught at the 23-yard line, but no, out of bounds because he was juggling. It's Coles. Had he had possession, he had both feet in, but he didn't. Juggles, incomplete.
Well, he ran all the way across the field. Here's Coles. Vinny is on the run as well. That's a great call by the officials.
You saw
looked like he was trying to look down to see where he was, as he knew he was getting close to the sideline.
I think halfway across he was checking on crossing traffic too. He didn't want to get cut in half.
2nd down and 10 from the 33-yard line. Vinny for Ward, incomplete. Reaching up was Patrick Surtain with the coverage. 3rd down and 10. 3rd down and 10 at the 33. And that is caught by Chrebet. Right over the middle goes Wayne. To the 18-yard line, another Jet first down.
As bad as Vinny Testeerde played for 3 quarters tonight, and he played horribly, he is playing just the opposite. He's magnificent right now.
It started at midnight. It was like Tuesday morning instead of Monday night.
From the 17, Vinny throws, and falling down because he would have had it was Curtis Martin. He just slipped.
Boy, and he got the ball right in the face too. Testeverde on target again, a little bit behind Martin. That's why he slipped. Go back to the Wayne Chrebet catch. What a tough guy over the middle. This is really where you earn respect from your teammates and for players around the league. Making the catch, taking the hit.
Second and 10 from the 17. Vinny. To the end zone. Is it caught? It is caught at the half-yard line. One official checks with the other, then says no. The field judge is behind Martin. Marion with the coverage, and the field judge closest to the play had to look all the way across the field to get the incomplete sign.
Now this one may be worth the challenge. That's a catch. That's a catch. It looked like it might have gone through to his elbows, but I tell you what, at first look, he had both hands under that ball.
Yeah, that's tough. From that angle, you can't overturn that. That's a catch. Or, no, he called it no catch.
He called it no catch.
But Al, you're right. I mean, the man that made the call was a good 40 yards away.
The referee or the official behind him doesn't have a view of it, because there he is,
well, Martin
looking,
turned his back
and then
on
he's
him.
looking across the field to see what the other official has to say. With that indication, he almost indicates the pass was caught, putting his left hand up in the air. Are they going to challenge is the question.
And the answer is yes.
Now that is a very tough call, because you can see the ball beginning to come out of his grasp. The field judge is waiting for, I believe it's the line judge or the side judge, I couldn't tell, to come in and make the call complete or incomplete. So here goes Walt Coleman now to determine possibly the fate of this game.
Well, I figure if the guy was so intent on making his call that he slipped and fell on his tuchus like that, he must have saw something. Oh.
Looked like the ball was loose there. But that signal there signifies that it is a catch. And he's overruled.
He's overruled by the other official coming in, meaning on the challenge they have to see indisputable visual evidence that it is a catch.
Another thing that official didn't see was Brock Marion holding Curtis Martin. He had a hold of his right arm there.
Well, the official who made the call of catch obviously did what he should have. He was completely blocked out. He didn't, he had to make that call. That's all he could see.
He is signaling.
No, that's a call.
He is the call is that it's that is where Martin has been stopped. He sees the ball at that point, but then the other official comes sliding in and said, I had a better angle, and he did not make the catch. Once again, the field judge, who can be overruled by another official who said, I had a better view. And there he is looking at the other official who said, I had a better view of this. The catch was not made.
I don't know how he didn't see the pass interference, though.
Yeah.
He's standing about 6 feet away from Marion and Curtis Martin. Safe.
That is the umpire, actually, Andre Walsh, who comes in and makes the call. The field judge.
This should be interesting.
Scott Steenson. Now Walt Coleman is the man of this very late hour.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. The ball went through the receiver's arms and hit the ground. The Jets are charged with a team timeout.
They have now lost 2 timeouts on challenges, and they are down to 1. A 3.5-minute interruption of the game. I agree with it, Dan. I didn't see evidence to overturn the incomplete call.
Yeah, Martin's back was to the official. It appeared at first he had both hands under it, but his hands did not stop the ball. It went between his elbows and hit the ground.
Right.
And certainly from that one angle from the interior of the field right on the side, it did look like it could have slipped through. So certainly you couldn't overturn.
It is going to be 3rd down and 10 now. It was Walsh who came sliding in to make the call. He had the better angle.
give him some props. He was hustling over there, too.
They are delaying it right now. It's conceivable they're trying to put a couple of seconds back on the clock, but they're ready to go right now with 5:51 remaining. And another key play coming up here. 3rd down and 10 at the 17-yard line. Under pressure, off his back foot, the pass is incomplete. The pressure was on that time. The Dolphin line did its job. Vinny forced to throw hastily, and it's 4th down, and now down by 10. They can attempt the field goal from Hall here and get the ball back and the lead to score 7.
And you know that challenge, it took so long, it really stole all the momentum away from the Jets. If they had just lined up and not had the challenge, they would have still had that good feeling about themselves. But
Exactly.
that 3.5 minutes killed them.
Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, this 4th quarter must seem like a week. This is a 35-yard attempt for John Hall. Tupa to hold. Snap was a little errant, but Tupa got it down, and Hall bangs it through. Short kick. Drop. Picked up at the 14-yard line by Brock Marion. Up to the 31-yard line. You know, if I go back to the curious call at 30-13 on the 2-point try instead of the 1, if it plays out the way it had, the score right now, if it had gone for the 1 point, would have been 30-24, and they'd be going for the win and not a tie. But
Al, that's why you are guest on Squawk Box, the numbers, the whole thing. You're all over it.
I love being on Squawk Box today. I just loved it.
I know, you looked exuberant.
I think you're going to get an Emmy.
1st down from the 29-yard line. Fiedler throws, and that is not caught. Incomplete, intended for Rhonda Gadsden. So they come out throwing. They're not going to sit on it.
But what kills you there is right here. See that clock? Stopped. Throw the ball, you got to make completions. Keep that clock rolling.
I'd go up top again.
2nd and 10 at the 29-yard line. Fiedler, flag thrown, caught, 42. For the moment, a 1st down. Rhonda Gadsden, but a marker back at the 23-yard line.
Same play, better executed.
Because of holding against the offensive line. Again, the clock stops. 5 seconds is all that goes off the clock.
Holding, 71, offense, 10 yards, repeat 2nd down.
At the rookie, Todd Wade, who's had a heck of a game run blocking. That time, pass blocking, got called for holding. This is twice as many penalties for the Dolphins as they average. Right side of the screen, there's the hold right there by Wade. And you know, that's a hold that no quarterback will ever get upset with his offensive lineman, because clearly Rick Lyle had a clear shot at Jay Fiedler.
The clock now starts again because we're outside the 5-minute mark. When the ball is signaled ready for play, that's why it's running. On 2nd and 20. Fiedler throwing into traffic and is lucky it wasn't picked off. 3 green shirts. Victor Green and Marcus Coleman were 2 of them surrounding the intended receiver.
And Al, I think green is the operative word here. Green as an experience for Jay Fiedler. That was a disastrous throw. Again, lucky that the Jets didn't come away with it. Trying to get Shepard here. But look at Victor Green and Marcus Coleman. If they don't bump into each other, Coleman makes the catch easily.
Fiedler sacked at the 6-yard line. Brian Cox unabated to the quarterback.
Haven't called Cox's name that much tonight. He's saving it up for the big play.
First sack of the night for the Jets defense. And boy, do they need it. Brian Cox comes up with a big play against his former team. And he is unabated and barely blocked by Richmond Webb. Too much speed for Webb around the corner.
Well, you're right, Al. They wish they had that extra point now.
Still 4:38 left in regulation. Kirk's kick is a bad one. It's a corkscrew that rolls dead at the 39-yard line.
Hey, this is unbelievable the way this is going. The Jets might get 2 more scores.
It's a 23-point deficit they're trying to erase after a 34-yard kick. The Dolphins allowing, as we mentioned, as many touchdowns tonight as they had in 24 quarters.
And the amazing thing is that, remember how poorly the Jets looked? They looked awful
Terrible.
in the first half, through 3 quarters. Now the Dolphins look that way. Terrible 34-yard punt that time. Look at the field position for the Jets.
From the 39-yard line, first down. And Anderson almost ran into Testeverde, but everything is working. Martin takes it to the 24. They had Anderson in motion and nearly ran into Vinny on the way back.
When he was looking for those to help out on the blitz pickup, and he did a nice job. But you're right, it's all working for the Jets.
Now Testeverde scrambling, going, and that's incomplete. Intended for Richie Anderson.
Hard to remember when you've seen a turnaround like this. You might have to go back to that Buffalo playoff game years ago. Buffalo, Houston, wasn't
That's
it?
right. Frank Reich leading the comeback.
Well, you know Sam Madison's wishing he had hammered that ball into the ground.
Jets only 1 win in their history, which began in 1960, in which they trailed by 20 or more points. That was against Denver in '78. This would be the biggest deficit ever overcome. That one was 21. Here's Vinny going to the end zone. Can he make the catch? Yes!
Chrebet. Look at this.
We've seen that catch before. 6 weeks ago in the second game of the season. That's the catch he made against the Patriots almost to win the game.
Exact replay, Al. Same corner of the end zone.
Chrebet is magic.
Now the extra point to tie the game, and there's still 3:55 to go. And for those Jets fans who left this stadium about an hour ago and whose radios are broken in their car, have we got news for you.
Now this is one of those pass patterns that only Vinny and Chrebet can work. Chrebet was looking for it over his inside shoulder. Vinny threw it over the outside because he read the defense. He saw Wayne get behind Jerry Wilson and had confidence that Chrebet could make the adjustment on this beautifully thrown pass.
Did you see Chrebet explode past Wilson? Unbelievable.
You know, here's a guy that you never would ever talk about his 40 speed, you know, 4.19, 4.2, 4.3. He's got football speed. Look at the quickness to get free, and then the awareness that the ball's coming over his other shoulder. That's beautiful.
All you got to do is call his number. He'll run through a wall for you.
You ought to get that jersey that you wore autographed by Wayne Chrebet.
You're getting a number 80 tattoo. Hey, Vinny.
The game is tied.
It's like the 2 faces of Eve.
Certainly it's the 2 halves of Vinny, there's no question.
In total yardage, it's almost a dead heat. 361 for Miami and 360 for the once moribund Jets. Brock Marion from the 7. And Brock Marion is into Jets territory, taken down at the 46-yard line.
Sometimes you expend so much psychic energy getting back to even footing, you forget about the little things like stopping a kickoff return.
But that shows you the Dolphins, you know, they're not 5-1 for nothing. They got a pretty good football team. This is answering the challenge right now for Brock Marion.
And watch John Hall here, the kicker, who's in on the tackle because he goes limping off the field after this play. There he is. And that, of course, could be huge in a tie game at the end.
Right kneecap or something.
First down for Miami at the 46-yard line. They have all of their timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Fiedler. And he's going for 6 into the end zone, and wide open is Shepard. Touchdown Miami. This is a street game.
This is a Jet-Dolphin offensive game that we kind of predicted before the game, right, Al?
Unbelievable.
Talking about all that defense. I think we missed on this one a little bit. What a play by Fiedler. And what a call by Chan Gailey. They had great field position. Could have moved the ball down the field and kicked the winning field goal. But Gailey goes for the home run on first down and gets it.
I had a 5. This is the way it was going to play out tonight.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
The extra point by Mare is good. So the run back by Marion, the bomb from Fiedler to Shepard. That's his second touchdown catch of the night.
Who's winning?
Look at the little out and up move. Aaron Glenn drops his coverage. Now he's looking for help from Victor Green. What a pass by Jay Fiedler. Aired that one out about 60 yards on a line.
Leslie doing the shh.
So I see Shepard before the game. He says, can you mention that my son Khalik, who's 8 years old, is on the Pro Bowl team in his youth football organization? I said, Leslie, you turned in 2 big plays tonight. I'm your guy. I just did it, Leslie.
I think Dad may be going to the Pro Bowl if he keeps this up.
It's like Leslie called the shot. That's for you, Khalik.
Yes. Chan Gailey reverting back to his OC days at Pittsburgh. And the reaction of those on the Jets bench. After watching a 23-point comeback go back out the window in about 1 minute and 40 seconds. One timeout plus the 2-minute warning. They have scored 24 points. 23 actually, because they went for the 2 and didn't get it on their last 4 possessions. And that is caught by Curtis Martin as he crosses the 50 to the 47. And the Jets have not had a single huddle in the 4th quarter.
And it's worked superbly for them. The huddle was screwing them up. That was the problem.
It's a little dump off to Martin. And he takes it to the 37-yard line.
Vinny threw that like I throw.
It's like at a pub shooting darts.
That offensive line is doing a job. Only 1 sack on Vinny all night long, and that came on the very first series of plays.
Testeverde with a 313-yard night comes this way, and the catch is made. Not, yes, it is made at the 31-yard line. Dedrick Ward. Flag is thrown at the end of the play.
You're talking about a circuitous route to 313 yards, Al. I've never seen anybody take this trail.
Wacko holding defense. Miami.
This will give them a first down. The catch would not have given them a first down, so they'll take the penalty and the 5 yards.
As soon as they went back to the open up offense, Fiedler started clicking again. Maybe this will be a abject lesson for Wannstedt not to sit on it that early next time.
Well, remember that one series of plays when they went 3 straight handoffs in the middle of the line of scrimmage and just kicked the ball back to the Jets, and the Jets got hot.
Yeah, but like you said at the time, they did burn 2 minutes there, so maybe, you know, he couldn't have foreseen it getting this weird, but
holding,
I think earlier on in the game
defense,
he got too
5
conservative
yards,
too.
Automatic, first down.
Jerry Wilson.
Here he is, number 24 right there, and he reaches out and grabs Chrebet around the throat.
I'm pretty sure I'd get that kid off Chrebet right now, because Chrebet, I think, believes he can do anything.
Well, the one thing the Dolphins are going to do is they're going to play too deep and give the cornerbacks help deep. They're not going to leave Chrebet alone anymore.
Vinny with a 211-yard quarter. And even more, wide open is Anderson. Anderson to the 12-yard line. First down.
You know, you'd like to take some time off the clock now. You know, if you score too quickly, the Dolphins get the ball back, and they've got 3 timeouts left.
Vinny to the ground. Martin taken down at the 6-yard line. Brian Walker comes in. It's going to be 2nd down and 3. And the Jets will take a timeout here, their final timeout. And then they have one more stoppage at the 2-minute warning. 2nd down, 3 from the 6.
Those games are called on account of sunup.
Vinny to the end zone, and off his back foot, it's incomplete, tipped in the air by Brian Walker.
Still got 5 seconds before the 2-minute.
That was a great play by Brian Walker. And Testeverde trying to get the ball over his head, couldn't do it, or he might have had another touchdown pass.
Walker's had a great game on both sides, but defending the pass, and he's been the hardest hitter on the field tonight.
This is where the Jets really do miss Keyshawn Johnson.
3rd down and 3. They have Chrebet slotted to the right. They send Ward in motion that way. The handoff goes to Anderson, and he gets to the 4. And now you've got a gigantic play coming up. It's the 2-minute warning, and it's 4th and 1 at the 4-yard line. So take us through the mindset right now of Henning and Groh and Testeverde.
I think that because the ball is on the far hash mark, it gives the Jets a lot of options to use the wide side of the field for a right-handed quarterback in Testeverde. Now, whether they're going to go for the 1st down or for the touchdown, I think it's rather irrelevant, because they're thinking that either play that they call will be able to accomplish both those feats. So Testeverde, they like the bunch where they crowd the receivers to the right side off the wing. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to type a pick play, have Vinny roll out to the right and try to get Anderson or Martin loose at the line of scrimmage and maybe run it in.
They need a long yard for a 1st down and 4 yards for the touchdown. So it comes down to this. Vinny throwing, and stopped at the 1 is Anderson, but he has the 1st down. He has the 1st down. No timeouts. Needed a long yard, got 2.5.
Richie Anderson not even paying attention to his physical well-being.
Well, they brought the receiver in motion, overloaded the right side. Anderson with a fabulous catch before Jerry Wilson can drill him. Good throw by Testeverde. What a catch under pressure.
Anderson has caught 11 passes tonight for 103 yards. Martin can't get in. Stopped by Taylor. Did I see that graphic correct? 19 1st downs in this quarter? That's unbelievable.
That's unbelievable.
In a
have
quarter.
19 plays in a quarter. That averages out to almost 80 a game.
Look at that. Unbelievable. They had 10 in the first 3 quarters. Meanwhile, 2nd down and goal from the 2 out of the tight formation. Fake to Martin, then a dump, and it is juggled and caught by Jumbo Elliott.
Now Jumbo, they had the hands team in.
The tackle lines up as an eligible receiver at the end of the line. He's open, he's juggling, he's falling down, and they're 1 point from tying the game.
Another trick play or a situationally appropriate play for Al Groh and the Jets. What will he think of next?
Hey, I got to give my boy Al some praise for calling that point after thing around 2.5 days ago.
In the meantime, that is Elliott's, it's the first catch of his career. He's played 173 games.
Well, you can't shut him down forever.
And the Dolphins are challenging whether he did have possession.
Right now, they're not sure. What they're doing is they're reviewing it upstairs. Remember, you're inside 2 minutes. So this is the call from the booth upstairs. and what the booth can stop the play. So upstairs, it is now taken out of the coach's hands in the final 2 minutes of either half. And let's take another look here. Does Elliott have possession?
He overturns that. He better crawl inside that hood. This place will go ballistic.
All right, we saw that the crossbar sort of got in the way at the end of the replay. Let's take a look at it from this angle now. Juggle, juggle, juggle. He's got it. Yes. Yep.
He certainly didn't make it easy for anybody here at Giant Stadium. 1 bobble, 2 bobbles, 3 bobbles.
Well, not only is that his first catch, that's his first 3 catches.
He started the season. He was suspended for the first game. He played in game 2. He hasn't even played since the last Monday night game here against New England.
Yeah, he got his money's worth. They can't overturn that.
Remember, it was ruled a touchdown, so what they have to see is conclusive evidence that it wasn't.
And you know,
not the reverse.
To go along with the fake and everything, he didn't take his gloves off. He's got his blocking gloves on, and he's got himself a touchdown.
He does. By the time the ball hits the ground, he's already taken that little hop, and the play would have been over by that point.
That's a 305-pound hop. It's just so strange to see a number 76 catching a pass. You really got to give it to Al Groh and Dan Henning. Groh says he goes by a gut feeling, but he also has the help from his entire offensive coaching staff when he goes for a trick play, gadget play, whatever you want to call it.
Hey, when you're throwing passes to a 305-pound guy, I'll call it a gut feeling.
Bada bing.
Well, 42 seconds left. A lot can happen.
You know, I'm beginning to believe Groh is spending this time during the delay figuring out how to go for a 2-point conversion out of a kick formation.
Jumbo checking out the Jumbotron here at Giant Stadium.
The look of a man who caught the first pass of his career. It's the first touchdown of his career.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
Jumbo was having an out-of-body experience there. All right, we saw Hall get hurt earlier.
He limped off the field. He made a tackle on his last kickoff. Now to tie the game, Tom Tupa to hold. The extra point, Tupa gets it down, and it just does get inside the upright. Tom Tupa is one of the best in the league at handling snaps like that and getting them down.
That was a beautiful job by Tupa.
Yeah, and that was a horrible snap by Bradford Manta. This ball was fired at Tupa's head. Kind of a knuckleball at that. He gets it down on the point.
And Hall falls down. Here is John Hall now to kick off. A great run back by Marion set up Miami's last touchdown. And Marion will corral this one at the 11-yard line. And Marion, a beauty again to midfield. He's to the 49. The Dolphins have all of their timeouts. They have all 3. They have 34 seconds, and in Olindo Mare, an outstanding kicker.
If they get 15 yards, they get Mare within his range. 15 yards would probably be about a 52-yard field goal, and Mare's career best is 54 yards. And the Dolphins have all 3 timeouts.
At the 49-yard line, first down for the Dolphins. They send McDuffie and Gadsden wide right.
Watch Chan. He might go deep again. He's feeling it.
Fiedler batted incomplete. Knocked away by Shane Burton.
Huge play by Shane Burton. He was stuffed at the line of scrimmage by Todd Wade, had nowhere to go. Saw the ball, saw Fiedler let it go, and then jumped up and knocked it down. Big play.
From the 49, 2nd and 10. 3 receivers to the right, McDuffie to the left. And they give it to Thurman Thomas, and he's going to pass, but nobody's open, so Thurman's going to try to take off and gets knocked down at the 47-yard line. They take a timeout, 18 seconds.
He was going to throw back across the field to Fiedler, I think the play was.
Yes, he was. Absolutely, Dennis. Good call. And you know who made the play was Brian Cox. Cox saw Fiedler come out of the backfield. Now he's telling the Dolphin bench that I'm smart. I saw that play. Come on, try me again. Come on. There's your New York challenge, Dennis, right there.
Boy, if Cox had gotten beat by Fiedler for a game-winning touchdown, the QB gets deep on you, you'd never live that down. This city would never forget.
What the Dolphins need now, they put 2 more seconds back on the clock, 17 ticks. To get Mare to within range, where let's say he kicks a 50-yarder, they would have to get 20 yards on this next play and take a timeout or get out of bounds.
Great instincts by Cox. He sniffed that out so early.
Yeah, Fiedler kind of gave it away. He handed the ball off, and he looked like the cat that ate the mouse.
So what's he supposed to do? Just go limp there for a second?
Right, he should look around and follow where he handed the ball off and then take off. He never looked back to Thomas.
Fiedler looking for at least 20 yards. Under pressure, nearly gets sacked. Pass is incomplete. Shane Burton had him wrapped up again, and Fiedler in agony. So Fiedler still down with 12 seconds left in regulation.
Remember, he's coming off hip surgery of just a couple of months back. He gets hit by Shane Burton, number 98, as he's stepping up into this pocket from the left side right there.
Oh.
That could be an ankle. That could be a left knee. Probably the ankle. Ooh. Boy, then he gets drilled.
Yeah, and then Cox comes in at the end. Here's Matt Turk to punt. 4th down. And that one, with nobody even back to field it for the Jets, will roll to a hold as the clock goes to 000. So we have reached the end of regulation.
Let's crank that Hank Williams thing up again. Are you ready for some OT?
Well, the game is approaching the 4-hour mark.
Dano, is your flight out of Newark? You ought to just stay out here, man.
You know, I don't think I've ever been to a football game or seen one or played in one that's gone 4 hours. I mean, you just don't say 4-hour football game.
4 hours, and who knows how much longer to go. And here comes the very all-important coin flip. So the winner of this flip is going to get the football.
Well, I guess you get 21 first downs in one period. That augurs for a 4-hour game.
All right, man, we're going to play a 15-minute overtime period. Each team gets an additional 2 timeouts. First team that scores wins. Miami's the visitors. Coin. His choice is heads.
They usually bring Phil Luckett in for these.
It is the heads. Miami won the toss. Will receive.
So the Dolphins will get it.
I want to send a shout out to Diane Sawyer, who's just getting up. Hi, Di.
Getting up. She's already in the studio. Here's Brock Marion to return the kick. J.J. Johnson back there as well. John Hall sends it into the early morning sky, and it's fielded by Marion at the 6-yard line. Up past the 30, and another good Brock Marion run back. 3rd in a row, this time to the 37-yard line. And Fiedler is okay. So here is Fiedler taking that monster shot with 12 seconds to go, prone on the turf for almost 3 minutes, walks off under his own power, and he must have been delirious. Here he is.
I tell you what, he's not even limping. Looked like he sprained his left ankle or his left knee, and he ran out to the huddle like there's nothing.
Well, maybe he's just fuzzy. Maybe it was the Cox shot, the second one in. Maybe the leg never did get hurt.
Could have been.
If that's the case, though, he's probably a little out of sorts right now.
From the 33-yard line, 1st down. The fake, and then open, but underthrowing it, and it's incomplete to Jed Weaver, the tight end. He'd gotten open. He thinks he made the catch, but the official says no, sir.
You know, Dennis, maybe you're right, because he had Weaver wide open there. He might be a little out of sorts, and who can blame him after taking that shot?
It's the ironic thing is the headshot's the worst part, but it's the hardest one to read, too. You can see a guy limp. You can't tell what's going on inside his bean right now.
There's the tackle by Burton and the hit by Cox.
Testeverde waiting on the sideline. 2nd down and 10 from the 37. And that's caught by Gadsden, but he is blanketed immediately by Marcus Coleman. Gain of about 5. They'll spot it at the 42. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Dano unbelievably points out to me, Al, at the commercial, Vinny has 5 touchdowns.
And 337 yards through the air. 54 flings tonight. A lot of the crowd went home. Seems like most of them are back. 3rd down and 5 from the 42. And it's intercepted by Coleman. And then he fumbles. And Miami's going to wind up getting the ball back with a 1st down. Of all things, on 3rd down and 5, the Jets get possession, and then once they get possession, if you fumble the ball and the other team recovers, they get it back with a 1st down.
Unbelievable.
No question.
Interception, then a fumble, then another recovery by Miami. 1st and 10 for Miami.
And a great play by Gadsden, not only to recover, but to stay in bounds with it.
Yeah, this is unbelievable by Coleman. His 2nd interception of the night. If he falls down right there, the Jets are in great shape. But Thurman Thomas came by and popped the ball loose. Talk about a veteran play by Thurman Thomas. There he is, number 34, and Gadsden with both feet in.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line. Good protection. Caught. Short gain. That's the tight end Hunter Goodwin, tackled by Victor Green. Gain of 4.
You know, you're right, Al. The stadium has refilled.
It has.
I think ever since the Heidi game. I know that was out at Shea, but they built a turnaround in down there in the Lincoln Tunnel. So
I'm looking around here. The Heidi game was in Oakland. This crowd, which was 75,000, went to about 30, and now it's up to about 50.
Yeah, somebody kept the door open.
It did.
Well, I didn't even want to go for that Heidi game thing. I smelled trouble there. Smelled a lot of trouble, Al.
2nd down and 5.
Al knows all about those Raider games.
The 39-yard line. Bonai. A little toss back to Smith. And Smith, who had a tremendous 1st half and has had a silent 2nd half, gets a 1st down to the 45. This game approaching the 4-hour mark. Our Minister of Information, Steve Hurd, telling me in the history of Monday Night Football, only one game went over 4 hours. Giants-Cardinals, a 2020 overtime tie in 1983. Kickoff here was 10 after 9. That was the game that helped send Cosell into retirement. That was Howard's last year.
I'll tell you what, blame it on Dennis Miller. Weird stuff happening.
From the 46-yard line. Fiedler flips it out to Conrad. And the fullback takes it to the 46-yard line. That's a gain of, let's call it an 8. It'll be 2nd down and 2. Tackled by Victor Green.
If I were Wanstead now, I would be thinking about one thing, and Chan Gailey would be too, is giving the ball to Lamar Smith. Finish this game as you started this game, with Smith pounding the ball at a tired Jet defense.
Again, college football, 1 against 2. Nebraska, Oklahoma, Saturday at noon. 2nd down and a long 2 here. The ball is at the 47-yard line. The ball is handed to Smith, and Smith wheeling and spinning and picks up the 1st down as he gets inside the 44-yard line.
You know, it seemed like before the last 2 carries for Smith, we hadn't called his name, or he hadn't had any rushes the entire 2nd half. So he is fresh. He's not had to take the pounding. He's carried the ball now 23 times, and most of that was in the 1st half.
This must feel like 2-a-days to him. Go away, have a lunch, take a nap, come back for a late practice.
At the 43-yard line. One more 1st down, and they'll be in field goal range from Mare. it.
Wow.
You got to hand it to Marcus Coleman for hanging in there mentally. He made the play earlier to pick it off in front of Gadsden, and then he read the eyes of the quarterback here, and the route by Gadsden, another out route, thrown way too far to the inside.
Life doesn't often afford you the opportunity to get off the hook that quickly.
That interception is his 3rd of the game, and that ties a Jets team mark.
By the way, Schwarzenegger's film had a great opening weekend.
By the way, Schwarzenegger said the Jets were going to win when they were down by 23.
Hasta la vista, baby.
He is so out of this stadium.
From the 34-yard line. Testeverde throwing for Chrebet, and that's incomplete. Brian Walker covering on the play. Go back to what we talked about at the top of the game. The winner of this game is in undisputed possession of first place in the AFC East. An hour and a half ago, it was Miami in a lock. It was 30-7 at one point. And the Jets with 21 fourth-quarter first downs, 23 points. Then the Dolphins took the lead 37-30, and the Jets caught them at the end. 2nd down and 10. Testeverde to Martin, and he gets dragged down by Mare, and as he makes the catch at the 41, it'll be 3rd down and 3.
It's just mind-boggling to me that Testeverde could look that disheveled early in the game and this radar locked.
It's kind of the way his season has gone. He's played very, very well late in ball games.
Big 3rd and 3. Then he throws, caught, and is Chrebet to the 40, to the 32-yard line. Zach Thomas catches him from behind.
Chrebet is nails.
And Chrebet is working against Jerry Wilson again. Testeverde is going to Chrebet when he's on Wilson. Chrebet comes up flipping now, but Wilson's 24. Look at this ball right on the target there. Wilson a little bit late reacting. And then Chrebet's got a little bit of a convoy down the sideline. What a great tackle by Zach Thomas, who's playing on a bad ankle. A fastball finally from Testeverde.
Chrebet's got a lot of Lenny Dykstra in him.
31-yard line. They're already in field goal range for Hall. His career long is 55. Richie Anderson to the 25-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 4. Robert Jones makes the tackle.
This is the 12th catch of the night for Richie Anderson. We talked about his versatility and how he's filling the void.
Whistle before the snap. No play. Well, you heard of the Miracle Mets, of course.
Timeout.
Timeout, Miami. How about the Miracle Jets?
First timeout.
3 times this year.
Timeout.
3 times. Not only have they come from behind in the 4th quarter, they have trailed in those 3 games with 4 minutes to play. This would be the 4th time in 7 games they would have trailed with 4 minutes to go and won the game.
This is such a great series. They've had so many memorable games with Ken O'Brien and Dan Marino throwing it all over the lot. But I would put this one up against any of them. We already saw Greasy and Namath in their battle. This was really 2 different teams for both teams. Dolphins started out great. The Jets were terrible. That flip-flop. And then after the Jets come back and take the lead, the Dolphins come and tie it up.
And look at this. In the middle of all this, a calf massage, a double calf massage for Wayne Chrebet.
Now you might suspect that he's cramping up.
Either that or New York's a lot freakier than I thought.
Vinny Testeerde, 4 touchdown passes in the 4th quarter, 3 of them caught by players who had never scored. 2nd and 4. Vinny backpedals under pressure. Is it picked off? And we're waiting for a signal from the official. And they say no. No. Jerry Wilson came up with a football. But after it had hit the ground. Another look.
Yeah.
Yes, it hit the ground.
Good call by the officials, late as it was. if Testeverde has just a second more to throw this ball, he's got Coles wide open in the end zone. They faked the play they ran previously when the Dolphins called timeout, the quick screen outside to Curtis Martin, and Coles faked the block and went deep. Now Vinny's got to call timeout.
He calls a timeout, 3rd down and 4. This game is unbelievable. It was 30-7 at one point. It is now the longest game in the history of Monday Night Football because it's 4 hours, 10 minutes old. If the Jets win, it will be the greatest comeback in their history. In the history of the franchise. They once erased a 21-point deficit. This will be 23. It is 3rd down and 4 at the 25-yard line.
Can you believe the dizzying array of games we've had this year?
Incredible.
I remember you told me in the first game we had such a shootout. You said we might get one of these a year, kid, maybe 2.
You're the Rapids foot, my man.
You sure that game was in Oakland that night again?
Yes, I am.
The people of America believe you. Just say it was in New York. They'll believe you.
For a small fee. 3rd down and 4 at the 25-yard line. They give it to Martin and Curtis to the 23. So now you're looking at about a 40-yard field goal for John Hall. Remember, the last snap by Brad Banta was bad on the extra point to tie it at 37, but Tupa does an excellent job of getting it down. Hall put it just through the right upright, and now he'll have to do it from 40 yards to cap off what would be an unbelievable comeback.
Hey, the way this game's gone, I wouldn't be shocked if Tupa pulled back a snap and naked bootlegged out to the left here.
Anything is possible. From 40 yards. Good snap. Pick away. Jets win.
I love you, Mom. Love you, Dad.
Start blow drying Koppel's hair.